Good morning and welcome to the campus of UAPB as we bring you the Pine Bluff High Zebras facing off against the Kimball Texas Knights. And we are excited to be here on Natural State Sports. We appreciate you guys joining us for this broadcast. And you know what? Are we ready to go field level, Will, for the national anthem? Let me give that a minute because they're about to start that. But while we figure that out, I want to say this game is sponsored by Pine Bluff Parks and Recreation, enhancing youth development through sports and educational activities. Pine Bluff Parks and Recreation provide family-oriented activities and special events. Fun for everyone. Trudy Reedus, director. All right, well, we have the flags making their way out on the field as they're presenting colors, and so we'll introduce you to our crew here in just a minute, and as we're going to go down to the national anthem. All right, welcome back, folks, and welcome to the Natural State Sports Network. I'm Steve Henson. Joining me on the broadcast tonight, or this morning, is my guy Darius Robinson. Darius, how are you, man?
I'm doing well this morning. It's great to be back in my hometown of Pine Bluff, Arkansas this morning. I'm ready for this football bye. It's been a long time since I've been here at the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Excited to be back home.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. Obviously, Coach Mike Williams at Pine Bluff has done a good job turning that program around, and he's got a tough one here today on Simmons Bank Field at UAPB. As we look across here, this is an 0-1 Kimball team, but they struggled offensively just like Pine Bluff did back in Week 0. A 20-6 loss. This Pine Bluff team got nothing on the board against a team out of Oklahoma in Texas, so they're making the rounds from state to state right now, and another big out-of-state matchup. But, Darius, this should be a fun one. I think, Coach Williams wants to try to get this offense going, but more than anything, he's gonna rely on that defense to really do some things. And honestly, this may be a game we see get over pretty quick.
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see which offense is going to make the statement first. Like you said, both offense, they struggle in Week 1 with Week 0, and I want to see who make that first step to succeed with their offensive game plan.
All right, and so we'll introduce you to the rest of our crew. We'll have the third member of our broadcast crew kind of at field level and back up here in Kyle Sutherland. He'll be with us here in just a few minutes. And then on production is William Watkins. On our cameras, on one of our field cameras, or on our field camera will be Kristen Henson. Our main cam will be Avery McMullen, and Patrick Haley will be on our other main cam. So our captains are about to make their way out onto the field. And is this the Pine Bluff roster?
Yeah.
Okay. So for Pine Bluff, your captains are going to be number 72, Danny Johnson, number 58, Blake Clark, number 4, Jaden Shelton, and number 5 is going to be Tristan Helms.
And for Kimball, Texas, you have number 10, Darryl Hall, Number 5, Carmen Jackson. Number 0, William Cragen.
10, 11.
11, Julian Aguilar.
All right, so as we await the coin toss, we're working on getting all of our camera folks in position as well, so we are just about ready to bring it to you. But we appreciate you guys joining us. I know that we've got a good following of our Pine Bluff fans here. As I was acclimated with the Pine Bluff folks down at the 5A state basketball tournament a couple years ago when Courtney Crutchfield introduced himself to the state as a freshman out there throwing down dunks at that tournament, and it's been a storybook ever since. We appreciate the support we get from the folks out at Pine Bluff, and we're excited to be here. And of course, the Kimball, Texas Knights come into the state of Arkansas with maybe trying to win some respect back on the Texas side of things, as we've kind of had we've had Texas's number on the high school ranks here this year.
Oh yeah, and usually Texas is the powerhouse for football, but lately Arkansas has been stepping up here in the football world, and we catching up to this Texas. So I'm excited for this matchup, and also can Pine Bluff, Arkansas catch up to Texas now.
That's right. Yeah, we're catching up to Texas in athletics now. In facilities, we got a ways to go.
Yeah, y'all went down to Melissa on last weekend. That facility right there. Oh my God.
It was something else. So Pine Bluff has won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. And so we are just about ready for our kickoff. Again, I want to remind you of our sponsor here for this game. It's sponsored by Pine Bluff Parks and Recreation. Again, enhancing youth development through sports and educational activities. Pine Bluff Parks and Recreation provide family-oriented activities and special events. Fun for everyone. So we are just about set for kickoff. And I know you mentioned it a second ago, Darius, but it's got to be exciting for you to be back down here at UAPB.
Yeah, it's very excited to be back here at UAPB. I'm an alumni of Dalloway Cardinals. I'm not a zebra, but my mom was a zebra, so I'm initiated in.
Hey, that's all that matters. I know you were down here at practice on Thursday, so I'm assuming that. I know you said you were going to be down here. Maybe I'm speaking out, but you made it. But as we await both teams to make their way out, as you got the Zebras about to come out of the zebra, and the Knights coming out of a very small castle. If you guys don't know, we also produce several other broadcasts around the state and at the high school ranks. And so we do have Maumelle High School, which I'm the play-by-play guy there, and then Darius Robinson over on the Mills Sports Network. And we've got the Sylvan Hill Sports Network as well as Robinson, and recently added the Parkview Sports Network. So we're excited to be able to bring you all of those games. If you have any interest in us producing a live stream for your school, give us a shout. So the Knights have made their way out, and now the Zebras make their way up the sideline. And I think one of the special pieces of this, obviously, Darius, is playing on a college field. A lot of these kids will never play at the next level. So to get the opportunity to come here to a college campus and play on a college field has got to be something special for them as well.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, I played on a college field my last game of high school, my senior year. Came on short against the Boonville Bearcats. But listen, it's a different vibe and atmosphere when you're playing on a college campus.
So we are just about set for our kickoff as Kimball, Texas will get things started on offense, and we'll see if they have corrected any of the mistakes from last week. Again, it's a team that returns 15 starters from an 8-3 squad last year, and we'll see if senior quarterback Amari Williams-Hall can get the job done. He threw for almost 3,000 yards last year and 28 touchdowns. So they've got the potential offensively to give this Pine Bluff team some fits. And so we'll see just how good this Pine Bluff defense is right off the bat.
Oh, yeah, and I was talking to one of my good friends that I played high school ball with. He actually one of the coaches down there with the Palm High Zebras, DJ Robinson. And I was asking him about the team. He just said, man, this defense is really good. I said, who would you compare him to? He said, man, we like the 2000 Ravens. I said, that's pretty big right there. So I'm going to look forward to seeing that.
And it is interesting. I mean, people have called it, the post-Courtney Crutchfield era, whatever you want to call it. It's next man up is what it is.
Right.
And it is going to look different offensively, obviously. I mean, you lose some big-time guys that are at the next level, playing at the next level. And so it's big in terms of that. And so we'll see. I mean, I think the biggest difference you're going to see is on the defensive side of the football. And this team is going to come after you. You're going to see a lot of low-scoring games. You're going to see some games get done real quick if you're a Pine Bluff High fan. And so – but I am curious because this is a Kimball team that can throw it around the yard when they want to. And so we'll see if they've fixed anything. They say your biggest improvements are from week 1 to 2. Well, we'll see what the improvement is from week 0 to week 1.
Oh, yeah.
So it looks like our kicker, I believe, is going to be number 37, Chase Farrett. Nope, never mind, unless he's a left-footed kicker. He's setting up like he's going to kick. But they haven't put a ball down.
Number 12.
12 is the kicker. So it's going to be Antoine Miller. Again, you guys watching, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, we appreciate you. Please hit that subscribe button if you don't mind. You guys can catch the Arkansas Preps Weekly Podcast with Kevin Bohannon and Kyle Sutherland on there. So, and then there you can find all of our other network channels as well. So if you don't mind, go subscribe to those as well. We have a lot of fun broadcasts.
That we definitely do. And listen, we just continue building this big old happy family.
They're all unique, but they're fun. They're unique in their own way.
Oh, that's spot on right there.
But that's the fun of it. That's why we do it the way we do it. Jermaine Bates in our comment. We do keep up with the comments as well, so y'all have fun. Keep it clean. Don't get too crazy, but have fun. So set to kick this one off will be Antoine Miller. And we got one back to return. This one's a line drive kick that will make its way out of bounds inside the 15. So we'll start this game off with some laundry on the field. So it'll be Knights football, 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. And we will get a look here at quarterback Armiri Williams-Hall. Again, 6 foot 180. Impressive first year as a junior, now as a senior. 3,000 yards, 28 touchdowns last season. So we'll see how things go for him here. So he'll set up. You see that number, Darius, at the back. I can't yet. 15, and that's who they give it to off the right side. He'll be wrapped up by a couple of zebras as he gets out to the 37-yard line. The running back there was Rashawn Parker. Parker, 5'10", 185, prototypical size running back.
Yeah, nice little stout running back.
And this time, he'll be set to the right of Williams-Hall. Hall picks it up off the ground. Going to be picked off. Oh, he couldn't hold it as the Zebras had 6 right in front of him. And that was number 13, Mario Jones. And Jones going to get down and give us some push-ups there after he drops the interception.
Oh, that was almost to the house right now, early. You just had to look it in.
You know, that's you said early. It's early in the day. This has got to be a little different for them as well, playing a game with an 11 a.m. kickoff.
I think most of these guys ain't played 11 a.m. games since they was playing Pee-wee football.
Most of them ain't been up at 11 a.m. really all summer. So now Hall drops back, wants to throw. Got a guy wide open. At the 30, makes the catch inside the 20. They're going to try to chase him down, and he will at the 5. As that is a big pass play. Hall finds number 8, Xavier Hampton. That'll be a big play all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Oh, yeah, most of he got lost back there. I guess them DBs was looking in the backfield right there.
Mm-hmm. I believe that was DeJuan Hayes who chased him down on the touchdown saving tackle. So a busted defense there, and it'll be Williams-Hall in the backfield. Fake it. Hall keeps it. Wrapped up in the backfield. He's going backwards as he's going to be dumped at the 12-yard line.
That was great pressure right there by the Palm High Zebras D-line.
Williams-Hall, and that's a big play. Makes the play by Jones to run Hayes to run the receiver down on the last play. Look even bigger at this point. And we're going to get a timeout, Knights. I believe it's the name it is. So Kimball with a timeout is half the offensive line. Didn't realize it.
That was a great pass, though.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, but again, and I'm hoping I had that right. Turn him up a little bit. Try now. But I believe that was DeJuan Hayes that ran him down on the play. Let's see if I can. So after the timeout, it's going to be second down and goal from the 16. Williams Hall still at quarterback. He's flanked by Parker. He's going to set up to his right side. 3 receivers in the set, 2 to the near side. So Williams Hall gets the snap. He's got his running back leaking out. Said they want the bubble screen. That is wrapped up in the backfield.
That's Mr. Mario Jones again. Mr. Mario Jones is making his presence known very early in this ball game.
And Jones all over the defense. We do have a flag on the play. It's going to be a face mask. But it looks like it's going to go against. They're talking to the Pine Bluff coaches. We have hands to the face maybe on an offensive lineman. They're going to decline the penalty. It is a face mask against the offense. And I was wrong. It was actually Kayvon Stringer who made the touchdown-saving tackle. And so a big play at this moment is now it is going to be a third down and goal from the 16. And whistles will blow this play dead before we start. And a timeout, Pine Bluff.
Got a lot of chess going on here early.
Yeah, some early timeouts. Again, maybe we're all struggling to wake up here for an 11 a.m. kickoff. So we had a busted play, obviously, a minute ago that led to the Knights getting down here inside the 10, but they've gone in reverse since. As they started this at the 5, they're back to the 16. It'll be third and goal from the 16-yard line. And what are you drawing up here, Darius?
As far as offense-wise, I'm just trying to get half of what this is. At least if we can't get half, we'll just get ready to get the field goal. This Palmer Zebra defense right now, they playing style besides the one deep ball play. But other than that, they've been on everything right quick, fast, in a hurry.
They've lived in the backfield here on this first possession, that's for sure. And, again, that's the strength of this team is going to be the defense, and that defensive line is very solid. Again, a defense that returned 7 starters from a team that gave up 19 points a game last year. So, and Parker started. We got whistles blowing this play dead. I think we're going to get a false start on the receiver, if we believe the Pine Bluff corner.
Offsides.
And he was the one. That's 26. And Toria Worthy. And Worthy was, no, it was on this. He was begging for it. And instead he was offsides on Worthy. So now it'll be a little more manageable as they're up to the 11, third and goal. So Williams Hall, Parker to his right, 3 receivers to the far side of the field. Parker. They'll go for the fade and incomplete. Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
That's a tough call unless you're going to call it offensive. And the ball looked uncatchable.
Uncatchable for sure. He threw that ball into the stands.
Yeah, he's looking for Hampton. Now, I guess they could call a hold, but that's not a catchable ball. Now, Kimball may be confused if this is on Pine Bluff because there are no automatic first downs. And it is going to be a defensive hold, but it'll still be – I'll just do third down all over again here.
I think we've done third down about 4 times
yeah.
now.
So it'll be third and goal from the 6. Now they go under center. They'll hand, nope, and another flag. So this one's going to be a false start, so we'll just go back to where we were.
Third down again.
Start playing third down for what? Because we're going to be here forever. Arkansas and Oklahoma State have gotten started. We'll do our best not to be distracted by that. All right, so we're going to try this again from the 11. We get another penalty. We just did all this for nothing. So now a jumbo package. They'll fake the handoff. Williams Hall rolling. Tried to leak the tight end out. He's not open. Pine Bluff trying to chase him down. Now Williams Hall to the 1 and pushing forward. They knocked him out of bounds at the goal line. And he is short of the end zone. It's going to be 4th and goal from just shy of the goal line.
Oh my, that was a hard run right there. His option, that corner route that leaked out wasn't there, so he had to take matters in his own hands right there. And that Pablo Zebra defense just rallied.
That was a great play by Williams Hall because all the defenders just kind of dropped back in coverage and gave him that little cushion, and he just came up short of the end zone. So it'll be 4th and goal. We'll see if the defense can stand tall here. Again, the jumbo formation. Williams Hall. And dropped it. Ball's on the ground. Ball is loose. And we'll see what happens. Kimball has it in the end zone. And let's see what they rule. Kimball comes out of it with the ball.
He should be short.
But I believe you're right. I don't think they can advance it regardless. They had to get across the goal line as our officials confer. Touchdown, Knights. Wow. What a decision here as our officials say touchdown after the fumble and recovery. All right.
That was a crazy sequence right there.
That's wrong. You cannot advance a fumble on 4th down.
And so the Knights will bring the kicking team out as I'm going to try to catch our delay over here to see the replay. On to kick will be number 18, Sebastian Pena. Now the Knights are struggling to get the right personnel on the field.
I think the ball went into the end zone. He picked it up in the end zone.
Yeah, but I think it's got to come back to where the ball was fumbled. I don't believe they can pick it up in the end zone and advance it on 4th down. So the extra point, was that wide left?
Yep.
Sorry, I looked down trying to watch this replay. So the extra point is no good.
That was a crazy first drive right there from the Kimball. Nice offense right there. Like, they drove the ball downfield, but 3rd down 6 times.
And, I mean, give them credit. Great drive. They take advantage of some mistakes. Sorry, I was distracted. I was trying to go back and get the number of who recovered that because you know what? We got to give the big guys their due, and that was number 52, Delshawn Dedman, who recovered in the end zone for the touchdown for the Knights. So you got to wonder, who had him scoring the first touchdown of this one?
I don't think nobody's seen that one.
Had an offensive lineman scoring the first touchdown of the ball game.
Listen, I don't even think he's seen it.
There's no way. Yeah, I mean, again, this was an offense that struggled for Kimball last week in their week 0 matchup. So, got to get creative and score how you can, I guess.
Hey, some points is better than no points.
Hey, that's right. So set to kick, it'll be Pena. And back to return for Pine Bluff. I believe, is that Stringer? I can't tell. We'll know in just a second. So Pena's kick. Got a number. I can't get it. Now at the 14-yard line. Out across the 20 to the 25 and going to be ridden out of bounds is number 5, Tristan Helms.
Nice little return by Mr. Tristan right there.
So good field position to start for Pine Bluff. And we got a penalty, or we're just trying to spot it. And it will be spotted at the 28-yard line. So the first offensive possession for Pine Bluff. quarterback, Antoine Miller. That's number 12, right?
Yeah, sophomore. He's a big kid.
That is a big, big young man. I was like, that's not the quarterback, and it is. So Miller, motion man, Helms. They give it to him on the jet sweep. Helms around the corner. Helms across the 30. He'll get 3 yards to the 31 and bring up 2nd down and 7.
So when I was down there watching him warm up and I was seeing him throwing the ball, I was like, is this for real? I said, is he playing? I said, which one he does better? I said, do he throw the ball over? They said, he's a bulldozer.
I'm about to say, he's going to run you over. I can promise you that. You look at him. That's a very, very large young man at quarterback. Next to him, I think that's 9-1 Hayes. Now back to the other side, on the right side. And you're going to get offsides. That should be a penalty, and it is. So the Knights jump. I'm sorry, that's Helms now in the backfield, I think. Is that 5 in the backfield, Darius? Should have brought the binoculars.
That's number 9.
9, okay. I had it right to start. So DeJuan Hayes in the backfield will be next to Miller.
And I was kind of like wondering, like we talked about Courtney Crutchfield, Austin Dendy, and things like that. I was wondering who's going to replace Mr. Landon Holcomb, the Pablo High Zebra quarterback for the past 2 years. Like, he's not here playing for UAPB, so I was kind of interested to see who's going to replace him on his offense.
Ooh, good hit there as Hayes up the middle, but Kimball stands strong at the second level, but it should be enough for a Pine Bluff first down. Now, let's see. It should be. Looks like he's got it, and he does. First down's our white hat. Makes the signal. So 1st and 10 for the Zebras. And a good start to this drive for Pine Bluff. We'll see if Miller wants to put it in the air. Now rolls to his right, throws it up over the middle to nobody, as that one was over the head of number 10, Travis Harden. Miller definitely, I'm ready to watch him pull it down and just take off.
Yeah, he really is a big kid. And I think that's one thing they say they trying to develop him as a more of a passer to get his feet, his work on his mechanics.
Looks like we got some Kimball Knights fans in the chat. We appreciate Mary Lou. Looks like she's cheering for David. So motion for the Zebras. Miller gets the shotgun snap. Goes over the middle. Got his man. That's caught. That's Helms. Helms out to the outside. Now cuts inside across the 35. Down to the 28-yard line. And a big play for the Zebras and a first down.
Hey, that was a great pass by Mr. Miller right there. That's how you thread the needle on that one.
So Helms with a good drive. He started it on the kickoff return. Now a big catch over the middle. And it's 1st and 10 Zebras. Now the snap, Miller keeps it. Stiff arms, but it's taken down. It's a good tackle in the backfield by number 33. That is Jace Bradford, senior for the Knights.
Good play recognition right there, Mr. Bradford, keeping that outside contained.
And tackling the big Antoine Miller. We were ready to see him run somebody over. He got taken down in the backfield. Tried the stiff arm, didn't work. So Miller set again. He's got 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Looks to throw, goes over the middle, and boy, lucky that wasn't intercepted. There were 4 white jerseys in the area. He was looking for Helms.
Mr. Miller, he's limping right now.
He did kind of come down in an awkward fashion. You know, he's lifting that left leg. I think it's probably an ankle issue. We'll keep an eye on that. There's 16 seconds here on the play clock as Pine Bluff gets set. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 receivers to the near side. Hayes in the backfield with Miller. Miller gets the snap, low snap, pulls it up, looks over the middle on the slant. This is good coverage. No, it's not. It's too good a coverage.
Yeah. That DB had his arm wrapped around him.
So 11, Juan Aguilar will be called for interference. And we'll see where they spot this as to whether or not it'll be a first down. And, well, Miller's coming off the field. He is not in a good way. Miller comes off. He's going to be replaced by, looks like, Devontae Wallace at quarterback. And you talk about a size discrepancy. Miller, the 6'1", 230 quarterback, comes off the field, and he's replaced by the senior Devontae Wallace, who's 5'9", 150.
Oh, my.
Almost 100 pounds of difference just came off the field for Pine Bluff at quarterback. And if I'm Wallace, if I'm throwing to 2 over here. You talk about a mismatch. Instead, they go to Hayes up the middle. Hayes, big hole, offensive line, road grading all the way down to the 5-yard line. And he's going to be a yard shy of a first down on the 9-yard gain.
Yeah, Hayes is one of the ones that was returning from last year, one of them key running backs from last year off this Palm of High Zebra team.
So now Wallace looks out to get the play call. He gets the snap, goes right back to Hayes. Hayes pushing forward. Hayes down to the 5. He's got a first down to the 4 to be first and goal for the Zebras.
Oh, he snatched that ball like the quarterback hand that time.
He's not taking this. Trying to get the number on that offensive line who was road grading on that last play. He pushed his guy almost all the way into the end zone on that play. Pine Bluff started to run, looks like a big back on. It's going to be 52, Emmanuel Hudson. Now Helms as they give it to Hayes. Hayes makes a man miss. Touchdown, Zebras, as Hayes up the middle for 6. And the Zebras have tied this game up.
Man, shout out to the offensive line right there for this drive right here. That offensive line did some incredible work getting to the second level, making it easy for Mr. Haynes.
So touchdown, Zebras, as DeJuan Hayes finds his way into the end zone. And they're going to go for 2. Nope, they're going to kick it. They started to look like they were going to line up to go for 2.
It's also their first touchdown of the year as well.
That is. So set for the extra point. And we got a penalty.
Listen, look at the kicker.
Is that 57? No, that can't be 57. What number? 87?
67.
67? I think it's 87, maybe. No, that would probably be right. M.D. Rahat is your kicker. Sorry, it is. It's a little difficult to see these numbers at certain times. When they nearly blocked it, and maybe they got a piece of it. Kicked short. And so we remain tied at 6 with 6:14 to go in our first quarter. Let's welcome the third member of our broadcast crew, Mr. Kyle Sutherland. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing great, guys. I actually had planned on being on the sidelines. We're having some technical difficulties on that. It's really windy down there, but this is a definite fall day. Absolutely gorgeous down there. We had that cold front come in last night. I was actually in Carlisle calling that game with 103.7 The Buzz against Junction City, and the mosquitoes were about to take us away. Nice and humid. But talking about penalties, we had 39 combined in that game last night.
Incredible.
So we averaged 10 a quarter. It was something. But Carlisle Boston came out on top 41-20, and what was a little bit better of a game than the score represented?
We had some good ones across our networks last night. Of course, you had Parkview and Maumelle, which was good for a half, and then Parkview did what Parkview does, and they scored a whole bunch of points in the second half.
That was actually pretty similar to kind of what we had. It was 7-6 at halftime last night, and then just of course Carlisle just came out guns a-blazing, and Junction got through there pretty good too, but just couldn't quite keep up with the Bison scoring.
I wish I could say the same about our game. We took a trip down to Ashdown, Arkansas last night.
D-Rob, I've taken that. Well, I thought it was twice. I've done it once, and it is – you literally have to go through Texas. It's a haul.
So Pine Bluff to kick. It'll be the return and run into each other, but returned about number 13, as that is Terry Barber. Barber drugged down across the 40 to the 43-yard line, and that's where the Knights will start here on this possession. So, Kyle, I know I'm using your story over here on the Natural State Sports website, but you familiarized yourself pretty well with this team. Were you somewhat surprised maybe by the Knights' ability to push down the field pretty easily that first time?
A little bit, because as you guys talked about in the pregame, Pine Bluff was shut out first time since 2021, the first time in the Michael Williams era, and then last week Kimball struggled to score too, just 6 points. So I was a little bit shocked. I know that they got that big play over the top, but I was probably a little bit more shocked they got that big play on this Pine Bluff secondary.
Mm-hmm.
But these pretty two evenly matched teams right now, I'd say.
So Williams Hall with Parker next to him. It's not Parker. Sorry, boy, a big blitz off the corner. They throw right at it. That is caught by number 14, Witherspoon. Witherspoon going to be pushed out of bounds as he gets out close to midfield. That's a gain of, looks like 6. It'll bring up a second down and 4.
Yeah, Coach Williams, and actually how this game got set up, Coach Williams, when he was down as an assistant in Texas high school football, Coach Bam Williams on the other sideline, he was I can't remember his position, but he was on the TCU coaching staff. So he recruited some of Coach Williams' players, and they've got a far back relationship.
Yeah, Coach Williams doing some great things here at Pine Bluff. Williams Hall, audibling. They've got in the backfield is Charles McEwen. Hall wants to throw. Throws a little curl. That's caught. Should be enough for a first down. It'll be drugged down at the 47, 48-yard line. Forward progress is the 46. It'll be 1st and 10 Knights.
I mentioned this too. I think it was on my Facebook page. Friday Night Lights fans, the movie. This is
right.
This is the bitter rival of Dallas Carter. Of course, Dallas Carter very well documented in that.
Oh yeah.
So Williams Hall gets around the corner. Oh, and he is upended over there just across the 45. Is that 30? Who is that?
Number 20. Marquise Lee.
So I was just given some information in the chat from Mary Lou, but prayers for this Kimball team. Apparently one of their players, David Washington, was killed this morning due to be a gun violence, and they're still playing the game. Williams Hall, that one tipped and going to be, not caught, nearly caught on the tip drill out inside the 35. And so that'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. But wow, that's big. So give this team a ton of credit just to come out and play this game.
Oh yeah, so I know this probably give them a little extra motivation to play this game for their fellow teammate. Hearts are heavy right now.
So Williams Hall on 3rd down. And he'll throw deep. Got a man. Got behind the defense. Caught. Touchdown Knights as Williams Hall finds Terry Barber in the end zone for 6. What a play.
Oh, my God. That was a breadbasket throw right there. Williams Hall, he's looking really comfortable back there in that pocket delivering these passes today.
That was one thing Coach Harrison said when I was talking to him earlier this week I was asking about his quarterback, just looking at his stats from last year. We're seeing why he had those 28 touchdowns and 3,000 passing yards, just the way that he is throwing it around. But he felt like he was going to have but Coach Harrison felt that his quarterback was going to have a much better game, and that is the case early on.
So on the kick will be Keldrick Brooks. Snap kick is up. I was about to say about half the field didn't move. We got a penalty. Hard to see the penalty flags here as they're about the same color as the logos on the field. By the way, Razorbacks just scored. In case you're watching us and not them, Hogs up 7-0.
Jaquindon Jackson.
Yep.
I saw the
from
graphic.
5 out. Yep.
Been a good addition. Talking about Texas high school football, man, I got to see Jaquindon when he was at Duncanville. I think Coach Williams was actually an assistant on that staff at the time. And, man, he was a quarterback back then. Golly, he was fun to watch.
So now we'll try this again as, again, 18 is Brooks on to attempt the extra point. And this one, line drive kick right down the middle. And so with 4:55 to go in the first quarter, what we thought might be a defensive battle has shown us a lot of offense as Kimball leads it 13-6.
Yeah, we sit up here worried about what the offenses look like. We need to be worried about what the defense look like.
Apparently. And great job by our camera crews down there getting some great views. And again, you guys, if you're enjoying the broadcast, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, as we'll have more broadcasts like this. But you can also catch Kyle and Kevin Bohannon on our Arkansas Preps Weekly podcast as well.
Those drop every Tuesday morning. Thanks to our man, Will Watkins, who gets the production done on the back end.
The man who does it all.
Yeah, shout out Mr. Will.
No, really, he really does it all.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
He doesn't like the attention, but he certainly deserves the credit.
He doesn't, but he's going to get it. So the Knights ready to kick this one away.
Also want to give a shout out to Jimmy Jones, our photographer. He came to Carlisle with me last night, and he's here with us today.
I didn't know Jimmy was here. Well, good to have Jimmy with us.
He snuck in, I think, down on the sidelines. So. Snuck in legally, of course.
Yeah. Brooks with the kick. It'll be returnable as Helms brings it out, and he'll be swallowed up just across the 20. We've got an injured Knight out at the 25.
Oh, my God.
He is still struggling to get up. Looks like number 3.
He got a block laid out on him.
That's McEwen, who had just come in at running back on the last offensive possession.
We had a lot of cramping last night in Carlisle. It's typical this time of year, but I think hopefully that won't be an issue today with the much cooler weather.
Yeah, the humidity is so much lower today. It was nice coming out this morning, and I was expecting to be a little cooler, but I guess that's tomorrow morning. But man, this is football weather right here. A little windy, nice and cool.
I made sure I told our chat, I said, you're going to see a couple of stoppages in the game because I say from week 0 to maybe week 3, it's going to be a lot of cramping going on.
That's exactly it. I mean, it's just you can condition all that you want in practice. You can get in the best shape of your life, but you're not in true football shape until you play a few games. And, of course, when we were playing, it was all this conditioning after practice. A lot of these coaches today, it seems like they implement that in their practices. They just run and sprint everywhere they go. And
well, I don't know for far as Palm High, they practice at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's still Wallace at quarterback. He'll do the jet sweep across the 20 and up into it at the 26-yard line. I think that was Helms again. We got another injured Knight on the field. And that was Helms on the carry. Neither one of these stoppages have been for cramps. Let's just hope it's no serious injuries. So I think that's the linebacker William Kerrigan on the field down right now. Whose phone is that? Is that me? It's muted.
That's me, my bad.
Okay, I was like, where am I hearing that?
Everything good I just said about Will, I take it back because he made a mistake.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I was like, this is driving me insane.
We always looking around.
It's like I'm hearing myself.
I had that happen to me in college in class one time. Like somebody's phone kept going off during a test, and I'm like, where is this coming from? Teacher went to try to figure out, and our professor ended up being mine, of course.
Of course it was.
Because I was the one that was trying to figure it out the hardest.
Is that 2 at running back or 9? I guess 9 still. So Hayes, I think. Yeah. So Hayes with Wallace in the backfield. He's deeper than Wallace. Interesting set. That's where they go. Hayes, left side, big hole, lot of room to run as he crosses the 30, cuts inside, and stumbles out over the 40-yard line. They're going to actually mark him at the 39. It'll be 1st and 10, Zebras.
That's a good sign right there. Hey, he's getting absolutely what he wants very early here in this run game.
And offensive line getting a big-time push. Steve, you alluded to that earlier.
Yeah, this offensive line has looked good here in the first quarter for Pine Bluff. So Wallace with Hayes in the backfield. 2 receivers to the near side. Single set to the far side. Motion man is Helms. Wallace drops to throw. He wants to throw deep instead, tucks it. He's going to take off across the 40 and slides down at the 42-yard line.
I'm not mad at that.
Nah. And we got another injured Knight back at the 30-yard line. Oh, Trip Keeter, voice of the Parkview Sports Network, got jokes in the comments. Appreciate you joining us, Trip, since you couldn't make the drive. I was giving him a hard time last night. We were leaving Maumelle, and he was like, I was like, you're not coming? He's like, no, I got to be at work at 4. I'm like, the game's at 11. Like, jeez. But now I do get it. I wouldn't have wanted to drive from Heber all the way down here at 9 o'clock this morning either.
Yeah, he definitely was got to leave early before everyone.
Yeah. I forget that sometimes. I'm like, yeah, let's get Trip. Wait, Trip, are you in Little Rock right now?
At this point, I think it's time for him to move. Go ahead and make
he drives from Heber still, right?
Yeah, all the way to do his stuff on the buzz. So,
man,
excited for Trip though. He's made a lot of strides here over the last year or two, and joined us a couple years ago over on the Maumelle Sports Network. Got his feet wet over at the Mill Sports Network last year. Was a great partner of yours, Darius, and now he's having fun over on the Parkview Sports Network. So, motion man Nellums Wallace will hand it away as Hayes is drugged down after a gain of about 2 yards to the 44-yard line and bring up a 3rd down and 5. We got 2:45 left here in the first quarter, and what's really kind of been a slow-moving first quarter.
It really has.
The penalties and a couple of really quick drives, although Pine Bluff is methodically moving down the field. Kimball's been on 2 big plays. So Wallace and Whistles will stop this one. Get a false start, I believe. Nope, offsides. You know, I feel like we've seen that more this year. Is there? Are we not checking with officials? Like, because those are – I don't know. I thought they called that on the corner.
Yeah, I did. I saw it. Well, man, I saw so many penalties last night. I can't even remember. I know those were a few of them, but –
Well, I feel like we had several of those in the Maumelle Parkview game last night too, on both sides. So Wallace and another whistle. This will be a timeout, though. Kimball going to use their second timeout of the quarter.
Coach is not happy. He's storming on the field.
Who's he? Oh, boy.
Well, 52, I would not want to be him.
He's like, I just scored a touchdown, Coach. Chill.
You know, something I'm watching, too, is Antoine Miller, the sophomore quarterback that went off the injury. Looks like he taped his ankle up. He's down there on the sideline. That's something to watch just because Coach Williams, he loves to run multiple quarterbacks. He likes to get all of it. And it's a good point because as many times as I've talked to him, he told me for the first time the other day when I've got last year Landon Holcomb was the guy. Now he's on UAPB's roster, but it was no question who his quarterback was last year. But previously, he likes to play 2 or 3 at a time just because – in case something happens, which is smart. I know that some would disagree with that just because you like to get your quarterbacks in a rhythm and all that. But with how today is and just how things can change up, they use quarterbacks for different packages. It's pretty smart.
Because how can you really just prepare for that?
Especially if you've got more so of a pocket passer. Or in this case, you got a big quarterback against a smaller one, you know, that kind of just does different things. But
all right, so offense back out on the field is – and Wallace still at quarterback. Motion man will be Helms. Helms sets on the near side. Wallace with the snap. He wants to throw. He steps up through pressure. Breaks the tackle. Should have been sacked. Instead gets away. Knight's chasing him. He tries to throw it away. That was a dangerous throwaway. As I think number 2 for Kimball. Get over to my roster. No, that's not. Is that Williams Hall? Somebody got an arm on Wallace back in the backfield and kept that ball from getting to where it needed to go.
Helms made sure. I think
0.
that was Helms. Helms was there and had to turn into a defender. That was who he was looking for because he was the only one that was close to the area, but just a little bit too short, and Helms had to play defense.
But there was also some great escape skills right there.
Yeah.
He's a tiny guy, but he's moving.
He disappeared down there, though, in that line. He spun around, came back out. It was Kerrigan that got an arm up and may have got a piece of Wallace. Helms again in motion. This time they'll give it to Hayes. Hayes, a lot of pressure in the backfield. Hayes trying to get outside. We're going to get a holding penalty as the lineman who committed the hold had to avoid the flag. As number 65 is going to get called for that hold. That is Samuel Winbush. And so this will back the Zebras up more, assuming the Knights want to take the penalty. And I was wrong. It's going to be a face mask against Kimball. And that is going to be enough for a first down as well as – nope, it's a 5-yard face mask. I didn't even know those still existed. And so if we were at Maumelle, we'd currently be at the 51-yard line. But because this is real football, it's the 49.
That's where that's – dude, something similar came up last night, and I couldn't remember where I heard that from. I mentioned it on our broadcast.
Well, apparently, and I missed this, but apparently at some point Coach Hall for the basketball team who runs the scoreboard when it was on the 17 put it was the 83-yard line. So Wallace hands it to Hayes. Hayes is met in the middle, and he will be pushed back as he gets inside the 48 to the 47-yard line.
I think you were telling me about that like earlier this week, and man, and you know how it is. You talk to so many people this time of year, and you forget who you heard it from.
Oh yeah. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 6. As the Zebras will have 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Wallace scoops it up off the turf, rolling right. Ooh, good throw. What a throw by Wallace.
Yes, sir.
Caught on a knee by the receiver. And that's number 4, Jaden Shelton on the catch. And that'll be enough for a Zebra first down.
And I expect to see a lot of rollouts right from Wallace. I think they want to get him on that perimeter to get him comfortable, get him out that pocket a little bit, a lot of throws on the run.
Tell you what, he looked like a shortstop throwing it across the field there. That was a good-looking little sidearm delivery.
He might get some baseball background.
He's got to. That was impressive. So Wallace, they got a little diamond set on the outside. He gives it to Hayes, and that's not Hayes. Who is that? That was a double-digit number, I think. Yeah, that's Travis Harden on the carry. And we got to see. They don't have to run a play if they don't want to. And it looks like they may let this go on and go to the second quarter.
3-yard loss, 2nd and 13 from the 40.
And we will. So that'll be the last play of our first quarter. Offense winning the day here early on. After a quarter of play, Kimball leads this one 13-6. We'll be back with more football on the Natural State Sports Network in just a minute. All right, welcome back as we are about ready for our second quarter of football here on the Natural State Sports Network. Pine Bluff Zebras facing off against the Kimball Knights. Kimball set to punt here on 4th down to start the second quarter. No, what am I talking about? I'm looking at the wrong side. Just kidding. Pine Bluff ball. Don't listen to me. Actually, you should. So Wallace looking to throw. Boy, Knights read that one. And really, honestly, thankfully, it was not a great throw because I think if it's a good throw, that's a touchdown Knights.
Yeah. They knew exactly where that was going. He got the 2. It was an empty set, 2 out routes there, and they jumped it.
And it's kind of in the same area as well, too.
So they'll bring – who is that coming off the field? Either way, it's Hayes back in the backfield with Wallace at quarterback. Be 4 receivers set here from the 40-yard line. Motion man is Helms, and a flag is going to be for delay of game.
Yeah. Hey, we got a little battle of the bands going on.
Something.
Right.
That's one thing you can always count on here. You might not always see good football in this stadium, but you're going to see some dang good band play.
All right on for sure.
Yeah, we thought we were going to get to see that tonight, but instead they're going to play tonight for the UAPB Baptist game. Helms again, the motion man. Wallace drops, looking that way. Wallace steps up, throws, wants the wheel route, but put too much under that one. That'll be incomplete.
Got a flag on the play.
And by the reaction of Wallace, I think this one might be a hold.
Yep.
And we got claps on the other side as well. So they'll decline the penalty. It'll be 4th down and a long way to go. So the Zebras should bring the punt team out. Punter going to be Quentin Roy. No, I looked at the wrong guy again. Who is that? I can't. Did you see that number? Or big? We got a good sized punter back there too. And they roll the snap back. Going to be picked up. Left foot kick is away.
Manuel Hudson.
Way up in the air. And I got to be careful. And Pine Bluff needs to go get that ball, and they do. And it'll be down at about the 32-yard line.
Yeah, I think that was Manuel Hudson on the 52.
Braylon Mays was the one that fell on the ball to down it. And so it'll be 1st and 10 Kimball officially from the 32-yard line. So we'll see if Kimball can keep getting the big plays here. That's been the difference right now. Kimball, 2 explosive plays. One for a touchdown, one that got him inside the goal line.
Yeah, I think besides them 2 plays from Kimball, like this Zebra defense been playing pretty good besides the 2 plays.
And this one picked. No. Did he get it?
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
interception here by Pine Bluff at the 44-yard line, 45-yard line. And it'll be Zebra ball as they take it right back away from the Knights.
He hurt himself.
Marquez Lee, man, he was going to really kick himself because he had that dropped one earlier. It wasn't him. I can't remember who it was, but missed out on 2 interceptions would have been really tough. But that turnover could definitely turn the momentum to hopefully get – well, I was going to say take the lead. I forgot that Pine Bluff missed their extra point as well. So.
They could go for 2, right?
Yeah, go for 2, but at least tie it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was Mario Jones that missed the first pick.
Mario
six.
Jones, that's
yeah.
right. Yeah, that would have been he would have pretty much jogged into the end zone.
So a big play here as the Zebras take it right back. Analytics what? That's why you punt, Kevin Kelly. Wallace, he'll give it away to Hay. Oh, boy, Hayes met in the backfield by Kerrigan. Kerrigan was ready for that one.
Man.
So it'll be 2nd down after the 4-yard loss. 2nd down and 14.
Man, I think he made it there before he almost touched the ball.
That's one of them almost took the handoff from him. All right, so Wallace, again with Hayes next to him. He'll move him to his right side. 2 receivers to the far side of the field. Wallace rolls that direction. Got his underneath man, makes the catch at the 40, cuts inside, and he'll be swallowed up as the Knights gang tackle him out at about the 44-yard line. And bring up a 3rd down and 10.
Got a flag down there. Steve, you might not be able to see it on the 32 right in front of the Pine Bluff.
I see it, yeah.
Yeah, I probably only saw it because I was standing up.
I wonder if we're going to get just a sideline warning here where it's at. As we await our call from the official, and nope, going to be a false start. Got to believe that's just a formation situation.
Yeah, because they should have called that pretty early.
Yeah, they would have stopped the play. So we'll do 3rd down all over again, I believe, right? Yeah, 3rd down 14 as Wallace. He'll drop the throw. Wallace looking left. Got a man. Instead, it's picked off. That one's going to be intercepted. That is number 25 bringing it back. He'll be tackled out at the 41-yard line. And so back-to-back possessions with turnovers. And I said 25. It was 26, I believe, on the interception. That'll be McCaven Kofer.
Kofer was just sitting back there. He was waiting. Basically, as soon as Wallace looked back his way, he knew exactly where he was going, and he was waiting for the ball, and he snagged it.
Yeah, Wallace just didn't see him. It looked open on that route, but a good play by the safety as Kofer came over. So Knights back out on the field as Williams Hall will empty it out. And he's the only one in the backfield. Williams Hall with the snap, looking right. Throws it, got his man. That's caught. And trying to break some tackles down to the 25-yard line. As that is Barber on the catch. I was like, I heard the PA announce his name. I was like, did I get his name wrong?
Yeah, I think that's the same guy that caught the touchdown over there on the fade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were giving him a lot of cushion on that one. I guess maybe afraid to get beat over the top again.
Yeah, they playing like 10 yards off.
And they've emptied this out again. Williams Hall gets the snap. Quarterback's run all the way. He's going to lose about a yard here, though, back to the 30 or 26-yard line. I'll bring up 2nd and 11. They found a little something here, Darius, with the going empty. They're definitely finding some success in the passing game right now. And to Kyle's point a minute ago, again, this is a young man who threw for 3,000 yards last year, so he's got the ability. Williams Hall, quick throw, left side screen. Blocker set up. It's a block in the back. Yep, and they'll make the tackle just across the 25 at the 24, but this one's coming back no matter what. That was pretty easy call.
Yeah, he blatantly did that.
That's the rule. Like that's the one you show in the officials' workroom or in the coaches' show. That's the one you don't do. There was no question there. And big thanks to our Kimball Knights fans watching us here today. We appreciate it.
Offensive pass interference.
They're going to call OPI. That was not OPI. It was definitely blocking it back. But either way, works the same. Now Williams Hall drives. Got a man open in the slot. Instead, he goes to the other slot. Just overthrew it. He was looking for Witherspoon. But I tell you, if he'd have looked to the other side, they had 6. I think our safeties were a little confused there. Or Pablo's safeties were a little confused. They're both kind of let their slot receivers just go right up the seams.
I don't know what they was looking at.
I'll tell you what, Arkansas is putting it on Oklahoma State right now.
Still, I'm hesitant to drink the Kool-Aid.
I'm not. I'm waiting.
Well, I think a 2014 Texas Tech, which the 2014 season ended up well, but just a few kinks in the middle of the season.
They ran a screen. Perfect play call as the Zebras were blitzing. And that'll gain a good chunk. They'll get inside the 25, just past the original line of scrimmage to the 23-yard line.
I referenced that big Texas Tech win in 2014, but really the TCU 2016 overtime win, that's what made, like, okay, we get that big early season win, but then things fall apart. I do feel more confident, with Bobby P on, just because, losing all those one-possession games last year, you feel like that's probably not going to happen with him. But big time to have previous head coach on the sidelines again, though.
Yeah. I know it just feels good for the Razorback country to have Bobby P back.
Cameron Jackson now the running back in the backfield. Oh, big pressure right up the middle. Rolling away. Williams Hall got a man open. And inside the 10 goes Deontay Washington. It'll be another Knights first down.
That was good right there by Williams Hall right there, going through all his progressions, hitting his check down.
Give him a ton of credit avoiding the blitz. I think that was Glenn Barnes the 4th, right up the middle. Or is that Hayes? Maybe that was Hayes. It was 6. I couldn't tell. Some of these numbers on these jerseys get a little crumpled up. It's hard to read them. First and goal as the Knights go empty See if they run Williams Hall here. They bring the blitz. Williams Hall right side into double coverage, picked off. Intercepted in the end zone. Bringing it back for the Zebras and knocked out of bounds is number 3, Kayvon Stringer. And the Zebras take it away on that ball.
Yeah, Kayvon Stringer really, other than Danny Johnson there in the middle of the defensive line, he is pretty much the heart and soul, certainly the heart and soul of the secondary, but one of the top key players that the Zebras have on defense.
Hey, this Zebra defense, they not giving up, they not backing down. I don't know, Williams Hall, he let that ball sail right there on that fade route right there.
Yeah, Washington, who was I think that's who that is, the intended, nope, that's not, that's an alignment. That is 70. So that's Noah Hamilton banged up.
Keep in mind, too, this defense, they returned 7 starters, and they also added Marshawn Jordan from Whitehall, who's got 270 career tackles in 2 years or something like that.
Yeah, that was a pretty good addition.
Yeah, and he's from here originally. I think he was actually here until junior high, if I'm not mistaken, and then he played for I guess Coach Mallett and a couple of Coach Mitchell over there. So then Coach Patton Coach Patton just now got here.
Yeah, I remember Jordan well.
Yeah.
And we talked during media days with Coach Williams about that and keeping the Pine Bluff kids in Pine Bluff. And, there's a lot to be said about the quote-unquote transfer portal amongst high school football. But, for Pine Bluff to be great, they've got to keep the kids here. And so it's good to see Coach Williams getting the Pine Bluff kids to stay here. Wallace will give it away to Hayes, and Hayes is staying in the backfield. He's at the 20, going to be dumped there by the Knights as he is gang tackled. It'll be a loss of 4 on the play.
Seems like our run game is getting kind of stuffed a little bit here now. We had early success with it in the past couple of drives. We began stuff a little bit.
On something, too, I didn't get the reason, but Coach Harrison told me that he had 5 defensive linemen out last week. So that was big. They had a lot of JV guys. And, of course, Pine Bluff brought back, 3, including Kayvon Stringer, along with Juju Stribling, who is a all-state defensive end.
Mm-hmm. So Wallace has gone the whole way at quarterback since the injury to Miller. And they'll move Hayes to the right side, and Wallace fumbles the snap. He looked up right before it hit his hands. And another negative play here for the Zebras. We'll knock them back to the 17-yard line. It'll be 3rd down at about 16.
I was looking on the sideline, I try to see Anton Miller somewhere warming up or anything.
He was around the 50 when I had mentioned him earlier, and then he might be sitting down now. But
he's behind Coach Williams, okay.
So Wallace empty, picks up the low snap, got to step through pressure, and he does, makes another man miss, and now he's met by a swarm of Knights across the 20, but we're going to have a holding penalty, I'm pretty sure, back here at around the 13. We got a flag down. So we'll await, though, because I've prematurely called a couple penalties here wrong, but they are talking to him, and it is a hold on the Zebras. Likely decline it. They will. It'll be 4th down. So 4th down, the punt team will come out. And our punter will move from his offensive line position back to punter. And now we're Pine Bluff having issues getting the right personnel on the field. They're missing a lineman. They're begging for a lineman. They're missing 2 guys. Nope. Now we're going to have to call a timeout, right? And that's an illegal substitution. So, or no, it is going to be the delay of game. The Knights thought a timeout was called. They got their coaches all coming out. It was a delay. So we'll back it up. And so they'll kick this from the 16. And she'll actually catch it. King, they still just now got the right personnel out there. Now I think we're ready to kick it, Darius. Better snap this time. And kick's blocked. And caught at the 4th time. He dropped it. Kerrigan was going to walk into the end zone. And instead, it'll be out of bounds at the 6, first and goal for the Knights.
That Lodo was just so slow right there.
Is that a pick 6, I think, for Oklahoma State?
There's a flag. That's got to be offside or something, right? Let's hope.
There is a flag on the field. Where's it at, though? I don't see the flag. No, there's no flag. What's he talking? I'm going to stop listening to him.
On the OSU game.
Yeah.
Oh,
our,
gosh.
Our producer's watching another game, I
I
guess.
was like, I don't see a flag.
After he said we couldn't
Yeah.
watch it.
We're getting scolded over here.
Pick 6 for OSU.
All right, so Williams Hall back at quarterback. Zebras showing pressure. They throw to the right side, one-handed catch. Might have been better off letting that one hit the turf, but caught by the receiver and taken down immediately.
That was the most impressive no gain I think I've ever seen in my life.
He must have some stickers on the glove or something.
Well, caught by Witherspoon. What a play. And so 2nd and goal. Now back at the 8-yard line. Williams Hall, this time he will hand it off. Right side, trying to get the corner. Cuts inside at the 5. Drives the legs down to the 4-yard line.
Parker on the carry.
Good carry that time by Parker. And bring up 3rd down and goal from the 3 for the Knights. So Williams Hall gets the snap. He's going to follow Parker to the right side, and Williams Hall cuts inside. Nice move. Touchdown Knights as Williams Hall scores, and the Knights extend their lead out to 19-6 with 4:47 left in our first half.
That's something that's underrated about him. He's also got some pretty good wheels. I think he runs about a high 4.6, low 4.7, so that's definitely a definition of a dual threat in high school at least.
Oh, yeah, Moses, besides his 2 interceptions, Williams Hall has played some good football on here today. I feel like he's being that leader. With him being a senior, he's commanding the huddle. He's delivering throws in the intermediate game and the long game, and now he's implementing the run game. So that's a great job by Williams Hall.
So on for the extra point. Get the snap down. Kick is up. It's blocked. And that can't be returned. We got another penalty. That was interesting. I thought that ball hit the turf and then just went right up the body of the player. I'm not sure if that's what happened, but wow. Oh, he hopped. Yeah, that's going to be a penalty on Pine Bluff. He used his own player to elevate himself over the line. And that's a personal foul penalty.
If you want to be a versatile camera operator and get into bigger productions, you just have to focus on what you're doing that day.
And so they'll try the extra point again. And this one, they had trouble with the hold, and so the Zebras.
Shoot.
I was like, is that the ball? So shoe comes flying out of the pile.
I thought that was a pylon for some reason. How did they do that?
Oh man! At least it wasn't a helmet
Yeah.
with a head in it.
Had some struggles on extra points in particular today.
You know, outside of Parkview's kicker last night, I don't know that I've seen too many well done extra points and kicks so far through 2 weeks of play.
Man, you don't see a lot of great kickers in Class 2A, but Carlisle's got a guy named Cham. I think it's Jimmy Cham. I know Cham is his last name. He pretty much touchback every kickoff. Pretty much from 30, 35 yards, he's automatic, and just a sophomore. So we don't have a ton of great specialists in Arkansas, but especially to see him at the 2A level is.
That's a cool name, though. That's cool. Jimmy Cham?
I think it's either Tommy or Jimmy Cham. I can't remember. But Carlos also got a freshman quarterback that's legit too.
Listen, we got a freshman quarterback over there.
I saw.
I call him the grown freshman.
Yeah, that's appropriate.
Now, Pine Bluff to return inside the 20, fielded at the 17. Big seam, and he'll break a tackle at the 35, still going across the 40 to the 42-yard line. And that's where the Zebras will start this drive. We got a late penalty thrown out on the field by the White Hat.
And I want to say it's on Kimball for sure. the player.
I feel like it was taunting, maybe.
It was late. See if I can see what it was. Oh, yeah. This.
Taunting.
Oh, that's not what I thought that was going to be at all. Blocking the bag.
Dang.
A really late block in the bag. Maybe he had his flag stuck in his pocket. That was interesting. Because
He was in the far back, too.
yeah, well, and it was interesting too because 23 got the penalty. Let's see, 23 for Kimball. I got to switch to pull these numbers up, so it takes me a minute. But Hunter Edwards was like pointing and talking to that official, so that's what I thought the penalty was. That's gonna be offsides on the Knights. A free 5 here for Pine Bluff, and right now the offense for Pine Bluff needs anything they can to move forward. So, as it's been a struggle the last couple possessions.
Are there free plays in high school?
You know what? I should know that, and I don't believe there is now.
Okay.
So 3 receivers to the far side of the field as Wallace gets the snap. He'll throw that way, caught, and make it a move across the 35 and dumped.
And now also, too, Antoine Miller not being able to play right now is also big, just because I was saying that was Coach Williams. Something that he mentioned to me is that last week against Millwood, Oklahoma City, that they were using both quarterbacks, and that's what he wanted to continue to do really about every 2 or 3 drives. So that definitely throws off the offensive game plan for the Zebras a little bit.
Yeah, because obviously you got 2 very distinctly different quarterbacks we talked about. It's almost a 100-pound difference between the 2.
And one that's got some experience and one that's just now starting the varsity career.
Trying the jet sweep, and again, living in the backfield as Hellum's trying to get away, but he will not. The Knights are all over him, and, you know, for all we talked about that offensive line on that first Pine Bluff drive, they have not looked great here the last few possessions as the Knights have absolutely lived in the backfield.
Oh, yeah. They enforcing their will right now.
Talking about quarterbacks starting their careers, I think last year, Steve, we had, 5, 6 freshmen that started, over a handful, and then you got a few this. What's the one from Mills?
Eli Moody.
Eli Moody, yeah, because we were coming back from Melissa, and we were having brunch, and Steve's like, holy crap, this freshman just had 500 total yards on Friday.
Yeah.
And a couple of big tackles,
Yeah.
too. He was something else, man. That young man can play. I don't know what his numbers were last night, but he was special in week 0.
Listen,
Wallace into the seam, and they're going to give him the catch. Let's see.
I don't see no referees.
Nobody. Okay, yeah, incomplete as they finally do make a call, and that was close.
He had some good numbers last night as well. He broke a few last night as well, but our running back, Rojak Jackson, he had 3 touchdowns last night. Opened the game up with a 75-yarder. So
and that's what Mills is like the last 2 years, especially last year. You're kind of like, okay, these guys, all the receivers. You had Achilles back, but all of those receivers were gone. It's still, Akel Madison really stepped up, and so that's kind of what Coach Lee does. It's just like you might not know who in the world you have this year, but they always tend to produce.
yeah, they good and young over there. They play some good ball though.
So 4th down as the Zebras will punt this one away. And that snap bounces back, nearly blocked, and that's going to be a penalty, as they did not get a piece of the ball. It was really unlucky for the Knights as they were right there to block it. They just missed it and ran into the punter.
I just want the punter to get it's actually 53. James Ento, he got to get his load up is real slow. It's like he's thinking about taking his time. What?
If this is a 15-yard penalty, it'll be a first down. We'll see what variety it is. It's not. That was 4th and 14. That's enough for a first down. Yeah, see, that's what I get for trying to trust your down and distance over here, because I was like, that's not 17 yards.
No, that's just huge because now you're so close to midfield. They got to take advantage right here. They're just getting gifts.
That's a big one, yeah. Big first down. You're going to have to punt again for the 4th straight possession. It's not gone well since the opening touchdown for the Zebras. It's not been a good second quarter. They got to get something going. So it'll be Hayes and Wallace in the backfield. Single receiver on each side of the field. A little bigger set here with a couple tight ends at the end of the line. Wallace gives it to Hayes. Hayes trying to get around the corner, but again, Kimball in the backfield once again. And it'll be 2nd down and 11.
This Kimball defense, they very fast and they reacting fast. So they like I said, they're hounded on this offensive line right now, the Zebras.
Some personnel switches now, so they'll get more receivers on the field. Jaden Shelton makes his way out. It'll be 2nd down and about 11, really 10 and a half. And so Wallace gets everybody set. Motion. Looks that way, wants to screen the other way. Good block by the lineman out there, but this is going to go nowhere. Again, Kimball keeping everything in front of them, and Pine Bluff just cannot find any lanes to do anything with.
Yeah, ever since that switch with Antoine Miller, like Jones has done good back there for the Zebras, but it's like he's a little guy, so he can't see to push the ball downfield how Miller was.
And that was Helms on the reception. Helms has been a little tough to tackle. He had a really good, the opening kickoff return. He got out across the 35, and then he had a big drive, but nothing since. Wallace drops the snap, picks it up, and he looks straight up into white jerseys as the Knights are all over him. Going to be another big loss back to the 40. And again, between some offensive line issues and some issues with the snaps, Pine Bluff just continues to go in reverse as Kimball – they want another shot on offense with 1:06 left in the half. They'll call timeout.
That's something, too, is Pine Bluff's just one-dimensional right now. Earlier, that offensive line was getting such a great push, but now that Kimball knows that the passing game is just not really working, they know exactly what to do. And like D-Rob said, they're using that speed. And then also, too, the self-inflicted wounds don't help much either.
So we got some fun going on over here in our comments section on YouTube. We appreciate you guys keeping it clean. But a little debate between who would have won last year's game between these two teams. And so, of course, our Kimball folks definitely are.
What was somebody in the comments? I think Kimball was
8-3.
Right, yeah, they had a good season. And Pine Bluff, of course, man, for those the Kimball fans that don't know, man, they were right on the verge of going to the state championship, and then Shiloh had that huge.
They were big in that game.
I think it was 36-19 Pine Bluff at halftime, and then Shiloh, of course, is a juggernaut.
Bo Williams happened.
Man, Bo
Williams happened.
I called the Little Rock Christian Shiloh Christian game last year in week 1 when Bo had 400. That was probably the single best performance I've ever seen. 400 yards, 6 touchdowns on the ground.
So Ento in to punt again here with 1:10 on the clock. And Ento gets his special teams set. And a good snap this time. Ento gets the left-footed kick away. End over end. And off the helmet of the returner, but out of bounds. Wow.
Bounced right off of his helmet. What a break.
Dunbar laid a hit on him. But a big break for the Knights as that was number 5. Cameron Jackson attempting to return that, and that'll go on the blooper reel.
As we call off the Heezy.
And it'll be Knights ball, 1:02 here left in the half. And obviously, judging by the timeout they called to stop the clock, they're going to go down the field here. So 1st and 10. There's 61 yards from pay dirt. Or pay rubber pebbles, rubber something. Williams Hall throws left, got a man. He's got blockers out in front of him, breaks a tackle out to the 50 across midfield. As that is number 8, Xavier Hampton on the catch. It'll be enough for a Knights first down. They get out of bounds, stop the clock with 56 seconds. And a whistle and a timeout, Pine Bluff.
That was some great blocking on the edge by the receiver over there.
I'm a little surprised he didn't play that inside. Instead, he went where they had the extra defender in the sideline. But again, you do got to get out of bounds there, as I believe they're out of timeouts, and they are. Yeah, Kimball used their last timeout to stop the clock before that 4th down. So yeah, again, a good Kimball, Texas team, and we always enjoy these out-of-state matchups. As again, Pine Bluff went to Texas last week to play a team from Oklahoma.
Man, we got a big one. I think it's next week. Fayetteville and Texas High.
Oh,
Texas High
man.
they're like a top 5, and I think if I'm not mistaken, they're 5A, I believe, but one of the top in their class.
And offside. I think that's going to be offsides on. It is going to be offsides. We were set up offsides. So offsides on Pine Bluff. You talk about that too. I mean, a big win. I mean, they just do it every year. But PA went down and beat Madison Ridgeland last night.
Yeah. You know, that's been a pretty lopsided series. I've covered 2 of those games. It's been a pretty lopsided series in favor of PA. And then last year they had that 50-yard walk-off field goal.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Hogs scored again, 21-7.
Yeah, Jackson got 3 touchdowns already, almost to 100 yards.
All right, so Williams Hall surveys the defense. He'll get the snap and a whistle before the play. And delay a game out of a timeout.
That's probably one of the worst things you could do, get a delay game out with a timeout.
This has been a fairly long first half, although at times this second quarter's kind of moved along. We still have 53 seconds left. We've been playing football for an hour and 15 minutes. And Williams Hall has it, throwing left side over the hands of the receiver. The defender. Nice catch. Short of a first down out at the 30 or the 43-yard line. It'll be second down, clock running under 40 seconds.
These DBs are coming up playing some hidden.
Williams Hall dropping, throwing, right side, picked off. That's going to be intercepted by the Zebras, and a lot of green in front of him, trying to outrun Williams Hall, and that's who'll make the tackle down at the 30, intercepted by Marshawn Jordan, just who we were talking about a few minutes ago.
Marshawn Jordan, man. And I think that's only he's a tackling machine, but I think that's only like his second or third career interception. It's less than 5, but now the Pine Bluff offense has got to repay its defense. Defense has gotten a few, and now they've got to repay them, especially with this great field position.
Yeah, hopefully to get some momentum with just 22 seconds left. Take some type of momentum here at halftime.
Well, remember, Pine Bluff gets the ball to start the second half, so a touchdown here, and you can tie it right back up in the second half or take the lead if you can get some extra points. But that is huge for, like you said, momentum.
Yeah, I was putting the cart before the horse. I was so excited about the interception that I completely forgot about the time. But like you said, Steve, they do get it back.
It makes it all more important. If you can get 6 right here, this is big. Wallace looking, throwing, got his man over the middle, but he put too much. He went to the wrong guy.
I thought he was going to 2.
I did too. Quentin Roy looked like, and they were basically running into the same area of the end zone, which was going to really run that into an interception. It was probably a better decision by Wallace because both of those receivers were going to the same spot. You're going to have 3 defenders there. If he would have just hit him on the post initially, you had 6.
It was like a now throw because he was open immediately.
Yeah, he had Roy. So 16.9 on the clock. It'll be second down and 10 from the 30. Pine Bluff does have a timeout left if they need it. I'll reset the play clock. Now getting the play from the sideline. Still got 10 to snap it. And Wallace has it. Looking left the whole way. Throws it. Got his man. You got it. Well, they have a timeout. I think he's going to be short of the first down. It's going to be close. He's at the 21. And I think he's going to be just shy of the first down. Pine Bluff's going to have to burn a timeout with 7.9 to stop the clock.
You got to get out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's what Coach is telling him right now. That ball, that catch, you need to turn towards the sideline and get the first down. That's where you want to use the sideline. And I think he might have gotten the first down, too, if he would have went towards the sideline there. Just use some body to get through a man.
Pretty tall kid, too.
So it'll be third down and a yard with 7.9 on the clock. That scoreboard is really confusing. It is throwing me off every time I look to see the down and distance over there. I'm going to have to start using the old school one over here because the digital board is driving me nuts with the way they've got the yellow black. Like I'm trying to read it from left to right, and it's up and down. It's really confusing.
Listen, I'm telling you, that scoreboard better than the last scoreboard they did have, though.
Oh, hey, yeah.
They did some some good changes here.
Look, you see that logo down there? Simmons Bank is investing in Pine Bluff. Obviously, a bank started down here. Man, give Simmons Bank a ton of credit. They have done this is a free plug, but Simmons has done a fantastic job trying to help put money into this community.
Well, and for all they do for Arkansas in general, yeah, they deserve a free plug or two.
Yeah. So Wallace, empty, drops, looking, stepping up, and lost the ball. Ball's on the turf, going to be recovered by Kimball. And there'll be 1.1 on the clock. And, boy, that's a tough break. And I don't know if Wallace is hurt, and he is. And that would be a huge issue, but he's up. Wallace is up. I think he was more just disappointed and frustrated in the play. Our official initially started to call for a trainer, but he's up and coming off the field. But, boy, that's a tough break for the Zebras, fellas.
Yeah, especially it's good to see him up, and like you said, Steve, he's just disappointed with himself because to lose 2 quarterbacks in one half, it would be brutal. Ooh. But it's not necessarily the end of the world what happened because they only got 1.1 seconds, but you would have loved to at least maybe try to get a field goal.
Yeah. At least take a shot, give yourself a chance, make a play at the ball.
Well, I really would have liked to. I would have liked to see Wallace just take off. He had a lane, and I know he's trying to extend it and throw it into the end zone, but at some point there, I feel like you just got to take off and try to get what you can get. Maybe you get lucky and find the end zone. But either way, Kimball takes a knee to end the half, and that'll do it for our first half of play here on the Natural State Sports Network. Kimball leads this one 19-6 as we head to the half. We'll be back with more football here on the Natural State Sports Network in just a few minutes.
Listen, the all-female leadership of the Night Train marching band, Eminem, take the field. night train. The Kimball Troubadours as they sit back and entertain you with their style. Night Train Express. We would be remiss without mentioning our phenomenal staff. Stephen Byrd, Essex Parker, Barika Phillips, LaRon Livingston, Derek Samuels, Ronnie Wallace, Jaden Henry, and Kaylin Ellis. Thank you all. Have a nice afternoon.
Fans, are you ready for the dark cloud? Our drum major, Freshana Moore, and Maya Estrada, drilling two. Fall in love. Let's get it, man. you the Pine Bluff High Drill Team under the direction of Mr. Cody Morris. Open it up, band. Now it's time. Get it, zebras. Get it, zebras. Get it, zebras. Let's get it. The Bluff High School Dark Cloud is under the direction of Mr. Frederick Warren, our flag coaches, Glenda Berry, Sharon Robinson, and Mr. Colin Morris, all the dancers.
Slide down. All right, we are back. Welcome back to Simmons Bank Field here on the campus of UAPB. You are watching Pine Bluff versus Kimball on the Natural State Sports Network, and I hope you guys enjoyed the band's performance there at halftime, both the Night Train as well as the Pine Bluff Zebra Band out on the field for you at halftime, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. So we're about ready for second half play. We'll take a look at some of the stats from our first half. Total offense in that first half, 268 yards for Kimball, just 90 total yards for Pine Bluff. Passing yards, the difference, 261 for Kimball, just 60 yards passing for Pine Bluff. Pine Bluff couldn't get anything going on the ground either, just 15 carries for 3 yards. But they did do a good job against Kimball in that area, 9 carries and 7 yards for the Kimball Knights. As we look at individual stats, Murray Williams, 6 carries for 15 yards. Is the leading rusher. Rashawn Parker, 3 carries, -8 yards. Williams also leading the way. Williams Hall leading the way passing, 10 out of 16, but he has 3 interceptions, 261 yards and a touchdown. Receiving-wise, Xavier Hampton, 3 catches, 76 yards. Terry Barber, 2 catches, 78 yards. The big one was the 44-yarder for a touchdown. Chris Witherspoon, 2 catches for 74, and Deontay Washington, 2 for 27. Your leading tackler for Kimball is, of course, a guy. Do I have that on another roster? Number 20. As we await the teams to make their way back out onto the field. And number 20 is Jerome Walker, strong safety, leading the way with 3.5 total tackles. On the Pine Bluff side, your leading stats, DeJuan Hayes, 9 carries, 30 yards. Tristan Helms, a carry for 3 yards. Passing, Wallace, 5 out of 12, 28 yards and an interception, been sacked 1 time. Antoine Miller in his short time on the field was 2 out of 4 for 32 yards. Receiving, Helms, 3 catches for 28. Jaden Shelton, 2 for 12. Jason Jones, 1 for 11. And Quentin Roy, 1 for 9. And on the tackling side, Quentin Roy leading the way with 2 tackles, as well as Caleb Dunbar. So first half scoring summary, Williams Hall scored first, 1 yard out, 6-0. Hayes, and one score for Pine Bluff to tie the game up at 6, but it's been all Kimball since then, as Barber on a 40-yard pass from Williams Hall made it 13-6, and then a 3-yard run by Williams Hall made it 19-6. And so really, after that first drive, Darius, for Pine Bluff, it has been all Kimball.
Yeah, and the one thing that's just sticking out to me by this is 2 things. Time of possession. Palmer Pie has actually dominated time of possession, but they getting the turnovers they want. It's just to execute and getting the points off the turnovers. That's what we lacking there here on the offensive side. And like I said, coming into the game, offense was one of the problems, and the offensive woes kind of continue here in this second game here. And hopefully with some second half adjustments, we'll find a little spark here, find a little spark somewhere on the field, maybe special teams, maybe in the offensive game to spark some points, put some points on the board.
We hear all the time about how the box score doesn't always tell the story. I'm looking at it right here, and in this particular case, it does. Because, Darius, you mentioned about how Pine Bluff's winning the time of possession, but for the most part, really after about midway through that first quarter, it's just been little to nothing that they've been able to do offensively. And then, of course, Williams with the 260 yards passing. He might have 3 interceptions, but he's getting the job done when he needs to, hitting those deep throws.
Yeah, it's been the story of the big play. You look across the long plays here on our stat sheet: a 58-yarder for Hampton, a 44-yarder for Barber, a 68-yarder for Chris Witherspoon. They've had the big chunk plays, and that's really been the difference. The other big difference is really, again, since that first Pine Bluff drive, the offensive line has struggled to stop this defense for Kimball, and that's really been a big part of what's happened really through the second quarter.
We talk about the broadcaster jinx. I think that I'd mentioned, me and D-Rob both were just talking about how great the offensive line was doing. I think the exact words that I used were they're getting a great push. It seemed like they were pushing people 5+ yards back, and as we said, it's just really since then it's just been very stagnant. There's low snaps, just poor execution, just not a whole lot of good. So let's see if Coach Williams and co. made some adjustments in the locker room.
So it'll be Pine Bluff ball to start the second half, as they have just now made their way back out onto the field as the clock hits 0 on the halftime clock. So it'll be Zebra football to get us started, and we'll see if they can find that offensive spark they had to start it off. And again, to your point earlier, Kyle, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out with not having 2 quarterbacks to rotate in and out. I'm assuming we won't see Miller, but we'll have a better idea of that here in just a minute as the teams make their way out onto the field. Again, we appreciate you guys joining us here for this ball game down at UAPB. And, we've had the pleasure the last 2 Saturdays. I don't know what I'm going to do next Saturday because the last 2 this Saturday, last Saturday, we've been able to broadcast some games from some very nice spots here at UAPB. And I guess this is technically my first time to broadcast a game on a college campus. I've done, of course, War Memorial. And then we talk about last week being down in Melissa, Texas. Now it's time for an NFL stadium, right?
Right.
Next week, let's be dads. How about that?
There you go. Yeah, right.
Let's be dads for one weekend. I know that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably, if the weather's like this, especially, I'll be taking my daughter to the park and all that good stuff. Yeah, we talked about it on the way here, Steve. I think probably next Saturday is when I'm going to fire up the grill and definitely relax a little bit after another long Friday night.
Yeah. Then you look at which you won't be off, but we look at the next week on the 20th, and every one of our teams have a bye. So we're taking that weekend off, I promise you. So foot on ball, returned by the Zebras and met in the hole as he had a seam. It closed, and the Knights yank him down. It looks like we're going to be at about the 33-yard line, and that's where the Zebras will start this drive. And, guys, it's football season when we have players out there with hoodies under their jerseys.
Oh, yeah.
We know we have reached peak football weather.
And I think there's kind of like a new trend going on with the kids nowadays with the hoodies, the ski masks, and all that.
Well, and I can't talk because I wear these fishing hoodies almost every day, regardless of how hot or cold it is. But it's also super thin, and people wear those out fishing, literally, not actual hoodies that are wool. And I don't know how people do that in 90-degree weather.
Yeah, and look, Kyle, these are comfortable.
Oh,
I don't fish, but you turned me on to these things, and my life changed.
Man, I wear them every day.
They throw it outside. Caught. That is receiver Jason Jones off to the races, and he is going to have he'll have an 11-yard gain and a first down for the Zebras to start the second half.
I've started to get those questions. Do you wear any other shirts because it's my profile picture on social media. I've got an NSS one on. Anytime I wear it for TV segments. I mean, pretty much anytime I'm out, I've got one of them. They are so comfortable.
Yeah, maybe we should order a few different colors.
That's probably.
Let's have some different colors.
I've got a blue and a gray one.
We need to just match all our school colors, so let's just get one for each school.
Sound good to me.
Darius bring me the clothing. I will take the apparel. So Wallace still in at quarterback. He'll hand this. No, he kept it. Throws this one out. Jones makes the catch, cuts inside, and that'll be about a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, Darius, that Mills green would be pretty sharp, I think.
Ooh, it would.
Yeah.
It would.
I got me a nice little Mills green polo I'll be wearing to the games. And listen, it stands out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we was at Ashdown last night. It's purple. You just seen green walking in the stands.
The difference,
So a little bit of a difference here. I think we're a little bit of the that's got to be a false start, right? It wasn't set. Instead, they don't call it. Throwing deep, looking for his man, and good defense down there by the Knights as the ball was a little underthrown. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 6.
I'll take it. That's a sign that shows that we're trying to push the ball downfield. He had 2 early completions, little easy completions, build some confidence up for Mr. Wallace back there, the quarterback.
The marching musical machine truck has shown up out in the grass field next to us, and I'll tell you, that'll be a show at the UAPB game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Wallace rolling right, and he is flushed out and has to throw it away. He does get it back to the line of scrimmage, and they're pointing at a receiver in the area. So another 4th down here for Pine Bluff, and we'll see what the decision is here as they're right at midfield.
I don't think he never seen them.
The one thing I wish I did have the sideline mic for, I would have loved to ask Coach Williams about Antoine Miller. It doesn't appear like we're going to see him again, but I did want to ask him about the quarterback situation since that has loomed so big.
Yeah, I was looking for him down there. I'm not seeing
he
the
had
12.
Black tape on one of his ankles.
Wallace wants to throw deep, puts it up, and that's dropped. And actually a better play to drop it by the defender there for the Knights because they would have had the ball back there. Instead, it's a turnover on downs, and it'll be Kimball ball in their own territory at the 48-yard line to start their first drive of the second half.
I'm kind of a little surprised we went for it on 4th down right there. Defense been playing good all day besides the 2-3 big plays.
I'm with you, too, because I felt like maybe one of the adjustments they made is they looked like they were trying to get the ball to the edges. They were faking, running that RPO, but instead of getting it up the middle, they were adding a throw to it on the outside. And And really they had a little something with Jason Jones a few times, and then they went away from it. So Williams Hall, motion man. They'll give it to him on the sweep. Looking to get outside. And good job there by Pine Bluff to string it out. It'll be a loss of a yard. That was Cameron Jackson on the reception. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
Saw a kid come in crutches, but that is not Antoine's number 20, it looks. Or yeah, so that's not him. I thought it might have been for a second. Of course, Antoine's a little bit bigger.
There's Antoine. He's right at the 50-yard line. Looks to be moving okay. Isn't that him? I think that's 12 right there at the 50. And this up the middle, and be a nice gain for Rashawn Parker for the Knights.
Oh, yeah, okay. He's up, got a helmet on.
And so 3rd down and 8, or 3rd down and 7 here for the Knights. So Williams Hall with Parker to his right. Zebra's perfectly timed blitz, but Williams Hall is going to get around the corner. He'll step out of bounds after about an 8-yard gain. It'll be enough for a 1st down for the Knights.
Yeah, like you said, Steve, they about just on time, but an even more perfect pull there on the option.
So 1st and 10. We'll switch some personnel out as number 23 comes into the game for Kimball. That's Hunter Edwards, senior running back. He'll be back there next to Williams Hall. Hall gets it, and he'll hand it away. Not much going there, down to the 35-yard line. Give him a gain of 2. Goes Hunter Edwards. Zebras rotating some defensive linemen here. That'll be 2nd down and 8 from the 35. Williams Hall still has Edwards to his left. Another blitz up the middle. They give it to Edwards. Edwards bounces off a guy inside the 25 down to the 20-yard line, but there's a flag on the field. Coach Williams not going to like that tackling effort on that play.
Oh, no.
As that was the bump and keep running, and now we got a late whistle. We're going to get unsportsmanlike as we had a Knight and a Zebra down there jawing back and forth at each other. And the Knight player just said, "Look at the scoreboard." This may go both ways. Both guys were jawing at each other as they were walking away, but I think we're going to get a hold initially on Kimball, and then whatever this was after the play. So it'll be a hold on the Knights, so they'll mark that one off. And then we're going to get a unsportsmanlike on Pine Bluff. So the net will be a 5-yard gain for Kimball. So now it will be 3rd down and 3, I believe. Board still says 2nd. Okay, sorry, 2nd and 3. Williams Hall gives it to Edwards. Edwards, a little cut inside. He'll get to the 30-yard line. It's the line of scrimmage, and so now it will be 3rd and 3.
I guess you've seen the future.
That's right. So 3rd down, and this is important really for Pine Bluff to get off the field. I would assume if Kimball doesn't get it, they'll go for it. So you're going to have 2 downs to get this 1st down, but Pine Bluff cannot afford to give Kimball another score here. And Williams Hall throwing slant, good route, caught, broke the tackle, spins off a man down to the 10, throws another guy off, and he's down inside the 10 to the 6-yard line. They're going to officially spot it at the 7. It'll be 1st and goal, Knights.
And that's one thing that you notice the difference of is not only are the Knights hitting the deep throws, I mean, they're just setting up these short routes perfect. And that's just something that Pine Bluff hasn't even been able to do.
Yeah, and Williams Hall, he's just still looking comfortable back there delivering them balls and
really settled in.
And this is going to be a timeout, Pine Bluff, I think, because they were not going to – yeah, they had to use a timeout. They were going to have 12 guys on the field had that been snapped.
So I wonder is all Pine Bluff High games going to be here on the campus? Because, you know, they school's under construction right now. They getting new everything over there.
No, this is just a one-off deal, right?
Yeah, Jordan Stadium, I think, still.
Okay.
They're still good.
This is a guard the line
Yeah.
production or something like
Okay.
This isn't a Central High situation where they can't play there. Where they're playing like it.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, because that's not going to be finished until about mid-season, I think.
I think they said late October is what we were
Coach
told
Robinson's
yesterday.
talking about that. Oh, gosh, so late October will be close to the playoffs.
Yeah. I think that's what we were. I mean, if they say early October, it's going to be like November. If it's any experience with all the other projects that I've seen across the state.
As long as the same people – well, I shouldn't say. As long as the same people are
Careful.
overseeing the interstates, then we'll be good. No,
Hey, listen.
we love our highway department.
Hey, I'm going to say this, though. The contractor that's doing the river deal in Little Rock, they are awesome.
Yeah.
Like, they have done that. They've done a great job. So I will give those guys credit.
Yeah.
Because they've done a great job. Now, whoever was doing the I-30 stuff in Saline County –
oh, man.
they should be ashamed of themselves.
Exit 114 to 118 is
Awful.
Yeah, tell me about it.
This is Parker around the corner. He's going to be knocked out of bounds as he gets inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4. It'll be second and goal, but we do have some laundry on the field back here at the 7. We'll see if this is a hold. It's in that area.
It always scares me driving through there because, like, if you break down, I mean,
you're done.
You're done for because there is not an inch of shoulder. It's just all it's scary.
Listen, we had to take a detour last night to get home.
Yeah, y'all were on the travel squad the last 2 weeks, man. I mean, if you're at Mills, you're on the travel squad.
You literally, D-Rob, you literally take a marker from the top northeast corner to the bottom southwest corner, and that's what y'all did over the past week. Literally, I mean, that's about as far northeast as you can go and as far southwest.
And listen, we don't have a home game till October 11th.
That's crazy.
That's literally mid-season.
That's Mills, though. I mean, it's just like even last year in conference basketball, it was 1,300 round-trip miles for just their away games.
Yeah.
And, I mean, to get to Ashdown, you have to go through Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense. Y'all, we're tired of paying travel costs for you guys. I'm telling you that right now. All right, so it'll be first and goal from the 17 after the hold. That should have been a formation or an illegal procedure penalty, but instead they just throw it away into the back of the end zone. A little miscommunication on the route, but I'm pretty sure that motion man was moving towards the line of scrimmage at the snap.
Yeah, he was full head of steam, too.
This is not arena. You need to go see Chris Goodman.
Say we'll have arena next summer down in Hot Springs.
That's right, the wise guys.
Wise guys. That's a crazy.
Guys, I've been doing so. I hadn't watched any games, but I've been reading about it. I'm really excited. It looks like very fast-paced. Got guys playing. You got Ironman football. Guys playing both ways.
Hey, look, I think as a company we should buy 4 of those VIP seats down there on the bottom. Williams Hall throws, got an open man at the 15. Got 2 men to beat. He will. No, he does. Oh, and he does break it down to the 6 as he just about found his way in the end zone on a 1-on-2 situation.
He's slippery. The other one, that route where he came back in, he broke a couple of tackles there too.
Yeah, he is definitely not going down easily.
No, I like Chris Witherspoon a lot. He's looked good. He had the big play earlier in the game. I'll go to Edwards right up the middle, bouncing off guys down to the 2-yard line. I said Edwards, that's
Fumble.
Parker.
He
Ball.
fumbled.
And the ball did come out. Pine Bluff comes out of there with it, waiting on a signal from our officials. Let's see. What's the call? It'll be Pine Bluff ball. So Pine Bluff takes it away, and the Zebras will recover. It'll be Pine Bluff ball at the 1. This time, a lineman did not get to pick it up and score a touchdown.
That's the Zebras' 4th turnover. Of course, they had those 3 interceptions and now get their first fumble recovery.
Something about this end of the field for Kimball trying to go in the end zone. Fumbled it last time. It worked for him. This time it does not.
Speaking of stats, big shout-out to Camille Stokes and his team for putting these together. I know they helped us out a lot during the basketball state tournaments. And, man, I'll tell you, it is just so helpful to have these. I take my very skeleton stats is what I like to call them usually, like just who scored a touchdown or got an interception. But, man, this is a legit box score, so it's really handy to have.
It is so hard to do. Like, I try to do it while doing play-by-play, and it's impossible.
Not all of us can be Tim Terry.
Right, yeah. My gosh. In the backfield in the end zone, he just does get out of the end zone. Maybe a yard on the play, and I was going to say before they snapped it, this is a dangerous situation for Palm Bluff, especially with Kimball living in their backfield most of this game. They got to be careful here.
That's the double-edged sword of this, Steve, is you get the ball back, but you got to go 99 yards. And with how the offensive struggles have been, that's not a recipe for success.
And down 2 scores, you're going to have to start doing this quickly. We're under 6. We're halfway through the third. Wallace, this is power run to the right. He's got some room, a good block out there outside, but boy, nothing. As that speed from Kimball shut that one down. And D-Rob, I thought that was going to be a pretty good gain, and instead.
Yeah, it closed real fast. That window closed real fast.
And he's definitely not a bruising runner by any means, but I think he probably should have just tried to turn it up a little bit and gained a little bit of extra on that.
That momentum probably would have took you a little bit, probably got one extra 2 yards.
I'll tell you, give 26, Markeith Coford, a lot of credit there as he shut that down, and he had him one-on-one, and he won that battle.
He came from a free safety spot as well, too.
So third down, Wallace wants motion. Now Helms will move. Wallace dropping, pressure coming. They set up the screen, and Kimball did not bite on it. Great play as Kerrigan, as well as number 10, Darryl Hall, converged to make the tackle. And it'll be fourth down once again for Palm Bluff. Here's they're out at the 6-yard line. And this is a worrisome situation for Palm Bluff with the way the snaps have gone.
The snaps, and they honestly haven't punted very well either, too. So,
well, and you feel for Enzo back there because he's really not had any good snaps. And I think the one time he did have the good snap was when he got run into.
Right.
And that was just a slow transition on that one.
Yeah, because I thought he had a few more. It looks like he punted twice, but averaging 17 yards a punt.
Well, yeah, they punted 3 times technically. That third time that was the penalty.
Delay a game.
And a delay a game, which, I mean, we'll lose 3 yards here back to the 3. But that makes it tougher because now it squeezes everything back there. And now they've got an even shorter route to the punter. And that's what he just came over and talked to Coach Williams about too, I think, is this has got to move quickly.
Ento, he better be careful about taking just the smallest step backward.
That snap floats back. He's going to take a safety. Okay. Interesting.
I think that's a good idea just because, I mean, you might as well just punt off. You're already down, so now you're going to be down by so I guess you're already down 3 scores, but that'll give them probably a little bit more or less field position to work with because, again, with just the punting woes that they've had as opposed to maybe like the 30-yard line, your own 30-yard line, they're going to be able to punt it away and give themselves a little bit more to work with.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, I guess you save yourself 4 or 5 points there potentially by just taking the safety and giving them 2. Now, like to your point, Kyle, they can kick it away in a little safer situation where it wouldn't be blocked for a touchdown. But, boy, you want to talk about potentially adding insult to injury here. You hope they don't return the kickoff for a touchdown.
I was just thinking about it. I don't know the rules in Texas, but just hopefully it doesn't get to this point. But I don't know what their mercy rule is and their sportsmanship rule are. I've just started to kind of ponder that because I don't know. I guess since you're in Arkansas, the Arkansas rules would apply.
We're still 15 points.
Yeah, it's a 2-score game, which is the other.
No, I'm just saying if they were to return this, and I was just that was in the back of my mind. I'm hoping that we don't get to that point. I'm just mainly putting the cart before the horse.
Right.
The defense is still doing good.
Yeah, they have. The defense has really carried the team.
So I'm trying to read into this comment by Mary Lou, but I believe that Darryl Hall, who's wearing 10, is wearing that for David Washington, the player that was killed. And you correct me if I'm wrong, Mary Lou, but I think that's what I'm reading here. So. ready to kick this one off. This one kicked. Going to be returned. Oh, boy, did it again. They run into each other at the 42. Around the corner and going to be tackled there is number 13, Terry Barber on the tackle. Braylon Mays for the Zebras.
That's just kind of adding on to what we were saying. That's just Michael Williams playing analytics right there, and I totally agree with it just because, I mean, you're averaging 17 yards a punt. Part of that is because you've had some bad snaps or whatever the case may be. But, yeah, this is have it on your own 46 is certainly much better than having it on your own 25 or 30.
You know, and it's funny, too, Kyle, you say that. Coaches, everybody, we always question a coach's decision. And you look at that situation and maybe not understand why you do that, but the more you think about it and you look at it, it's still a 2-score game. But instead of risking the touchdown on a block or just a short punt where they got the ball inside the 20, now at least you got a little field to work with. They're still on their side of the field, but at least you're going to force them to go a little further. So Williams Hall finds his man, breaks a tackle. And again, Chris Witherspoon with another big play. And he's had himself a ball game here in our a little almost 3 quarters.
Yeah, they killing us with these curls right now.
Yeah, that's the thing is they've gotten the big play, but like you said, Deero, the curls, the in routes, I mean, what slants, all those. It's just, I mean, Williams is really feeling it.
And they'll give it to Parker this time. Parker, ankle tackle. Good job there by the Zebras.
Held on for dear life right there.
Is that our punter too? 50, is it 2 or 3?
52.
That was Ento, yep. Ento doing it all. Offensive line, defensive line, punting, kickoffs. He's a little bit of everything down there.
I wonder if he's related to Jalen Ento.
I was thinking that a few minutes ago.
I've been thinking about that since I saw his name.
He's from the area.
Yeah.
Palm Bluff, look at this. Boy, if Williams Hall's got time, you better watch out. Put this up. Linebackers may back out of it, and they do. Instead, they go with the run up the middle, stumbling. And the ball came out at the end, but I think they're going to rule him down. They do.
Flag.
And we got a late flag, some extracurriculars going on back there. This will be a big call one way or the other. Now, oh, no. Saw the player throw his flag back. I was like, another flag.
I feel like it's probably going to be on Kimball just because as soon as the Kimball player was on top of the Pine Bluff, and they were just blocking, being aggressive. But I think it's because the ref saw him on top of him. That might – they always see the second person, right? So
second person always get caught.
Now, I will say, last week in the Sylvan Hills Mall game, we had a similar situation initially, and Jalen Harris, the offensive lineman, who is a very large young man, was on top of a Sylvan Hills player at the end of a play, but whatever happened earned the Sylvan Hills player the foul. And the same thing here is this is going to back him up 15 for the extracurriculars. And that'll back this up. So just to correct myself, Bob's correcting us in the comments over here. It was 52. And I couldn't tell. I just went off the word of our PA address announcer. So it was Hudson. So Hudson on that tackle. Make sure we credit the right guy. As that is Emmanuel Hudson with the tackle. Thank you, Bob.
Corner blitz.
And they got him. Williams Hall, though, gets around it. Looking deep, instead throws it away. And a good decision there by Williams Hall. Good coverage downfield by the Zebras.
That was good delay blitz right there from coming from the corner.
Give Williams Hall credit as he was able to avoid it, but it also took him off his spot and made it a tougher play. And, again, great coverage in the secondary that time by Pine Bluff. So 2:35 to go in our third. Here on 3rd down and 13. Hall throws, caught. Nice catch, but good tackle in space. I think that was number 6, Jarvis Newhouse. I'm waiting on this to pop up on my delay over here. I got a little better look than from way up here. Yeah, I believe that is Newhouse. No, that's 5, sorry. That's going to be Cameron Jackson. Blitz off the corner again by Jordan. Steps up, steps through it. Williams Hall looking deep, wants his man, and overthrew him in the end zone. And that'll be a turnover on downs. And so Pine Bluff will get the ball back, and still an opportunity here to get this back to a 1-score game.
That's another thing about Williams Hall. He doesn't give up on plays. He doesn't get rattled about any kind of pressure. He stepped up in the pocket. I know that they didn't make anything of that right there, but he just doesn't give up on plays.
Good composure in that pocket. Good delivery right there. A little overthrown ball, but like you said, he doesn't get rattled.
All right, so listen, next time we play in a stadium of this size, whether it's here, Melissa, Texas, maybe even more Memorial if I'm over there with those guys, I'm bringing Andy as a spotter with his binoculars.
Yeah.
Because I am struggling with these numbers.
You know, Tripp usually have his binoculars too.
You know, I do.
I can't
Steve,
do it.
I've got my binoculars. They're cheap, but
It's all good. We're good.
You got it? All right.
Yeah, we're good. Hellam's in motion. Who nearly got the snap. Now the ball's on the ground. And I think the Knights fell on it. We'll wait for the ruling, and it is. Kimball takes it away after the fumbled exchange between Wallace and Hayes, and it'll be Kimball ball back in great field position at the 30.
And that was talking about playing in college stadiums, calling games in college stadiums. That was one of the first things I'd asked Coach Bam Harrison. Hey, I know you have a friendship with Coach Williams and everything, but what was one of the reasons you guys came up here? And that was the first thing that he said. Mike and Steve, you touched on it when they were coming out. They get a chance to play in this college stadium. It's essentially, in a way, a visit.
And now Williams Hall drops, pressure coming off the edge, throws it deep, and it is going to be dropped in the end zone, nearly intercepted by the Zebras as that throw was off target by Williams Hall.
Flag on the play.
Can you see the number, who that was?
For the receiver?
No, the corner. I see him still walking. I just can't get him to turn this way. 2-4. I think it's Christopher Hinton. So a hold. We'll back this up 10 yards. And so we'll do it all over again. It'll be 2nd down and 20. So Williams Hall, he's got 2 receivers to the far side. Instead, he'll hand it away up the middle and going to be pushed back at the 40-yard line. So maybe a yard on the play. And for Hunter Edwards, we got an injured Zebra. I think he's cramping. He's trying to roll off the field. Just hang out there. Yeah, looks like we got a cramp. Yeah, just go down. There we go. Let the trainers do their job.
Jordan.
Yeah, it's Marshawn Jordan who had the big play earlier on the interception. I want to go back to that fumble a minute ago by DeJuan Hayes. I got to wonder if – because it was good. I mean, everything about it was good. He put it right where he was supposed to. He put it right in his belly. I'm wondering if Hayes didn't have his eyes up looking for that pressure in the backfield. That's been an issue, obviously, as Kimball's lived in the backfield this entire game, and I just got to wonder if Hayes was looking up when they tried to put the ball in his belly and messed up the exchange.
Maybe he had the wrong arm up and everything. You know how that goes.
I was looking at it. We had a great shot of it. It looked like everything was right. It just looked like maybe Hayes looked up and didn't secure the ball. They're still working on Jordan down here at around midfield. It looks to be a cramp. That was no fun.
No. I got one of those the other day while I was driving. Oh, Lord. And you're just stuck there trying not to swerve off.
You LeBron James on the way to work. Jordan still can't get it worked out as he hops off the field. Somebody get that young man some fluids. All right, so we're ready. Whoa, we have a great view of inside the press box. Look at that. Going down the elevator. Good job. And I'll hand this one away up the middle. That's Parker again. And we'll have a 3rd down. About 18. I think it's 17. So hope you guys enjoyed your ride down the elevator. There's now Williams Hall with Edwards to his left. He'll give it away to Edwards. Edwards around the right side. A good tackle out there on the edge. Was that Jordan back on the field? No. That is 26, I think. I think that's Antoria Worthy on the tackle.
Great tackle.
So now 4th down. We'll see if the Zebras can get off the field here. I feel like Kimball's about to call timeout. All their coaches are standing out at the 45-yard line. It feels like a benefit game.
Well, time is winding down the 3rd quarter.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. They're going to let third quarter come to an end. All right, that makes more sense. I feel like we're at a scrimmage here. All the coaches are out on the field. And that will do it for our third quarter of play here from the Guard the Line game at Simmons Bank Field on the campus of UAPB. It's been all night since the first drive of the game. Kimball leads this one 21-6. We'll be back with more football here on the Natural State Sports Network. All right, welcome back, folks. As we're here at the Guard the Line battle on the Simmons Bank Field at UAPB. This game sponsored by Pine Bluff Parks and Recreation, enhancing youth development through sports and educational activities. Pine Bluff Parks and Recreation provide family-oriented activities and special events, fun for everyone. So after the change in quarters, we head to the fourth, and the Knights are lined up to punt here to start the fourth quarter. High snap, don't get the kick away. Good end-over-end kick, going to hit at the 14, rolls inside the 5, and dove on at the 3, and that's where they're going to spot this. Zebras pinned deep again. It'll be 1st and 10 for Pine Bluff at the 3-yard line.
Back-to-back drives to start pin. Now, of course, the last one was off a turnover, but that's the second consecutive drive they've started within their own 5.
Yeah, we just can't catch a break with this field position.
So see if Pine Bluff can figure something out here. We'll see if they stick with Wallace. Like we talked about earlier, Miller was moving around the sideline now. I don't know how mobile he'd be.
There you go, Miller.
And he is. Miller's going to come into the game.
Looks like he is running pretty well. That ankle's nice and taped.
But you got to wonder, Kyle, I mean, now you've been over there a while. Like you've had a chance for this to start swelling up if it is a sprain, and hopefully it's nothing serious, but Miller back out there. Gets the snap, hands it up the middle, and trying to break free is Hayes. He will not. Might have lost. They're going to say he gained a yard to the 4. So 2nd down and 9. And obviously you got to get out of the shadow of your own goalpost here, but you got to start thinking about time too, down 2 scores with 11:20 to go in this ball game. Miller gets the snap. He'll hand it away again. And again, Knights right there waiting on him. Maybe 2 yards out to the 6. It's going to bring up a 3rd down here for the Zebras. It'll be 3rd and 7. And Bob giving us betting lines on the over-under for first downs on this drive. Now Miller looking to throw him. Oh, wow. Threw it right to him. Intercepted by the Knights, and that'll be the easiest interception of number 20's career as Jerome Walker picks it up and walks into the end zone. Touchdown Knights, and it's 27-6.
That was a tough one right there. I don't know what he see.
Wow. And that makes it obviously significantly tougher on this Pine Bluff offense. It's been pretty inept since the first quarter as the Knights increase this to a 3-score lead. And, Bob, it was the under. Check it at Saracen. I'm not promoting anything because this is a high school broadcast.
I'm not promoting it now.
So on for the extra point of the Knights. Snap, good hold. Kick is up, and kick is good. And with 10:35 to go in the ballgame here at the Guard the Line battle at Simmons Bank Field, it is 28-6. Kimball Knights lead this one.
I wonder if Pittman, if the cold brew, we'll leave it at the cold brew, if that becomes popular again, if the Razorbacks pull this one out against Oklahoma State.
As long as, hey, look, you know what? They can turn the jukebox on.
Yeah.
They can do all that stuff.
As long as they forget about it tomorrow.
That, yes, as long as they forget about it tomorrow, number one. But what was the old Chad Morris?
Club Dub.
Club Dub. Yeah, we don't need that. Let's stay away from Club Dub.
Because I remember being really excited. That was when they beat Colorado State after they had lost the year before. And I remember being really excited about that. But when they did that segment on SEC Network about Club Dub, I was like, man, we might be doomed. Like, this isn't Alabama that you just beat. So I was a little bit concerned after that one.
Yeah. I was more just embarrassed for him after seeing it on SEC Network. It was rough. The Knights having some issues with personnel. Still celebrating over there on the sideline. Now they're ready to kick it. As the band's trying to keep everyone entertained down there in our stands in front of us.
That's Kimball band.
Oh, that is the Kimball band. I forget how that's carrying, yeah.
They small, but they loud.
Our band nerd behind us should be happy.
I'm a band nerd, too.
Well, hey, there you go. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Now looking to return, coming across the field, out across the 25, 30 to the 32-yard line. And a good return there by Helms. Pine Bluff finally good field position outside of the shadow of their goalposts.
I was having a conversation with, and obviously, Steve, I know you were being facetious, but I was having a conversation with somebody about this the other day, and like, where would high school football in particular be without bands?
Oh, without a doubt.
Like, I thought about that because, like, when I was a player, not a very good one, that was the highlight, running out of the run through and them playing your fight song. Then after you score,
yeah. And as far as, like, for me, our band played a big part for us because, like, our band was, like, really good. And, like,
Dollarway had a great band. I remember that well.
They put on a show.
So Miller still in at quarterback. Get the snap, bobbles it, hands it off. Oh, big seam. Out across the 45 to midfield. That's a good carry by Hayes and a first down for the Zebras.
Got a Kimball player down.
Number 26, Steve, if you've got that on the roster.
And 26 is the young man that just had a big play a minute ago. That's Kofer, the safety.
Looks to be okay, though.
Well, they did stop play, so he's going to have to come off the field for a play, but he does jog off with no issues. Pine Bluff. They're going to have to speed this offense up a little bit.
Well, since the urgency when you're down by 3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 3 still scores.
They want to throw. Finds his running back. Out to the right side. Oh, what a tackle out there by the Knights. That's number 11, Juan Aguilar.
Who is, without question, the heart and soul of this defense. Juan Aguilar led the state of Texas with 11 interceptions last year.
Wow. That is wild.
That offers,
I got you right here, yeah. Bowling Green, Fordham, Grambling, Hawaii, Houston Christian, Mississippi Valley State. You can find all those names on the story on our Natural State Sports website by Kyle Sutherland himself. I can't talk.
That guy.
That dude. So as we await the penalty here. And our official is going to back up the Zebras. I mean, unsportsmanlike. Maybe some frustrations starting to boil over a little bit for the Zebras here, because that's not what you need. If you're going to make a 3-score comeback, you can't go backwards. Wow, all the way back to the 39. And the downside of that is it was post-play. So instead of redoing first down, it'll be 2nd and 25. I think it's 2nd and 21. Miller gets the snap, looking to throw, wants the screen, got his man. That's a great play call. Hayes trying to break a tackle. Oh, and he slips on the turf at the 45-yard line, or he'd still be running.
Is that the best play Pine Bluff's had since the first quarter?
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like he would have kept a little outside. He had a lot of green.
So this will make the 3rd down much more manageable. After gain of 16, it'll be 3rd down and 5. Now throwing, that's behind the receiver, caught, trying to get around the corner. Can't break the tackle as Jason Jones is taken out of bounds, and it'll be 4th down again for the Zebras, and now you have to go for it on 4th and 8. Man, you go back to that slip by Hayes. Hayes probably at least gets the 1st down. May still be running. There's a lot of speed for this Knights team, but now after the loss, it's 4th and 8, and Zebras in desperation mode. Got to convert here with 8:44 to go in the game. Miller gets the snap, dropping, looking right, throwing over the middle, intercepted. Ball going to be picked off by the safety. That's going to be 26 again. Looking to return it is Kofer. Kofer across the 20 into the 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6 as Kofer scores on the interception return and another pick 6 for the Knights.
He tried to thread the needle on that. He was double covered right there.
And you know me, guys, I try to find the silver lining in any situation. And, certainly with respect to Joe T. Robinson, with respect to Maumelle, possibly in the playoffs, Harding Academy or Parkview, this is going to be the best defense that Pine Bluff sees all year. So, they've seen 2 really good teams, a defending runner-up last week in Millwood, state champion, a defending runner-up. And then you see this team that's really good too, that Kimball. So, starting off, I know it's tough right now, especially if you're an offensive player for Pine Bluff, but I think there's going to be a lot that they're going to take out of both this game and the one last week.
Well, and some good learning experiences here for these quarterbacks as, they've rotated between Wallace and Miller. Miller obviously being banged up, but, these have been routes that have initially been open. We're just not putting the ball in the right spot. You look at that one, if you put that ball on him in the slot, you've probably got a 1st down, but instead you let him right into the safety. Safety, Kofer standing there waiting on it. And so those are things that Coach Williams can get back in film study and go and say, this is where this throw needs to be. Quit trying to lead the receiver there. So there's some fixable things. I know they said some of that last week, but there are some things that can be fixed in this offense that can make them a much better team as they get into conference play later on.
And Landon Holcomb took the majority of the snaps last year, and, he was maybe one of the more underrated. I would say certainly one of the more underrated quarterbacks in the state. 30-something touchdowns, close to 3,000 yards, similar to what we're seeing here from this quarterback on the other side. But, you also lose Courtney Crutchfield. You lose Austin Dendy. They also lost their starting running back. So I'm not trying to make excuses for anybody. I'm just saying that it is a work in progress, and Coach Williams has said that since the offseason.
And they expressed that this is a young team. When you have a young team, it's going to be some growing pains throughout the season.
And this defense you're right, Darius, and this defense is going to win them some games. This defense is going to give the offense confidence as the season goes along. It's still non-conference right now. They're playing in a very tough Central League that, Steve, you are obviously very well. Both of you guys are familiar with the 5A Central. But
ready to kick here are the Knights, and this one's going to go well out of bounds. And some good field position here for this drive for Pine Bluff, who finds themselves down big, 35-6 after the pick 6 by Kofer. And so now you're trying to salvage something here. And to y'all's point, a young team, and I know Pine Bluff fans are going to be a little frustrated, and but that's the success that you've seen out of Coach Williams and this team over the last couple of years. But again, you got to remember, they're still building this program back from where it was. This is obviously a historic Pine Bluff program, but you're still trying to make sure you keep the kids here. There's obviously a lot of construction on the school. You got a lot of great things going for Pine Bluff and a young nucleus of kids here that if you can continue to build, this is going to be a good team. They're going to be a lot better by the end of the year, but this is going to be a good team the next couple seasons. Wallace back in at quarterback. They'll jet sweep it. He's got a seam. Nice hole across the 45 midfield. Hellam's off to the races inside the 30, and they're going to mark him out of bounds as he couldn't tightrope it. He's out of bounds way back at the 36-yard line, but a big play and a first down for the Zebras.
And again, going back to the silver lining, at least they're still playing. Nobody's hanging their heads down. They're just continuing to do what they do and run the offense. And it's good to see them. They've hit a couple of big plays on the last drive before that interception and then this one. So it's just good to see them just not coming over and rolling over.
When you get to games like this and the scores get to being lopsided like this, it's all about finishing with pride. Like, you just got to finish with your school pride, like, keep your head up. And they have to, like you playing some out-of-state schools, so it's necessarily really count against your record like that, but it's just prepping you for getting ready for conference play.
Wallace will give it to Harden, who just came in at running back. Harden met maybe a yard to the 35. Will bring up 2nd and 9. And now some extracurriculars going on. We've got some late flags down on the field. I had a question in our comments about how this Kimball team fares in the Dallas area. They are 5A Division II, same as that Melissa school that we got to see last week. And a team that was 8-3 last year.
Well, I think they moved down to 4A. They were 5A Division II, I believe. And I think that's correct. Maybe Melissa was. We'll have to check that. We got the book here.
I know Melissa was 5A Division II for sure.
And that's right. Melissa was. They were 5A, Kimball was last year, and then they moved down to 4A this year.
Okay, so I admittedly don't know a lot about how Texas separates their high school teams, but I can't find Kimball in the Dave Campbell magazine. Like, they're not in there.
Dallas Kimball.
Oh, that makes more sense. Wallace, so I throw got away from him right out of his hands as he was looking outside to 7, Jason Jones. And you can see that ball as soon as he threw it right out of his hand.
Yeah, double check me on that.
Is this like the Texas whom?
This is, yeah.
Okay.
No, there it is. And you're right, they're 8-4 AD1.
That's right. Yeah. So they're in the Conference 8, and then, last year they were 5A. They made the playoffs in 5A last year.
Now, that's the other thing is I have a struggle trying to figure out where to go in this book. Yeah. Dear Dave Campbell, put page numbers next to your schools back there in the back in your index. That would be really helpful. So 2nd and 10 for Pine Bluff. Wallace with Hayes next to him. And gives it to Hayes. Hayes is pushed back, and now the Knights will back. Wow, Knights get him in the backfield as they all converge on him. A helmet pops off at the end of that play as that's big number 32 on the tackle. That is Mason Eccles, senior defensive end. So it'll be 3rd down and about 18. Motion man is Jones. Wallace gets the snap, steps up into the pocket, wants to go deep. Got a man out there, but he threw it off and intercepted. Is that Kofer again? It is. Kofer with the pick at the 6. And again, a throw that had a lot of potential, just a little off target. And Kofer back there playing center field with another interception.
Kofer's had a massive game. His secondary's had
2 or 3.
Yeah, and then this was, of course, that was said to have been the strength of the team. Of course, led by one Aguilar, and that's one thing that Coach Bam Harrison had talked about. That's he really likes his defensive line, feels better about his improving linebackers and all that. But that was kind of what he stressed about was just how important the secondary is to this team, and they've really showed out today.
Sorry, go ahead, D-Rob.
Yeah, I'll say that I was just rebound what he said. Like, that secondary has been playing lights out. Any ball that's been in there, that secondary they high point the ball. Yeah.
So I'm learning the Dave Campbell magazine over here. But so to answer the question, Dallas Kimball ranked number 10 or no, number 20 in 4A in the state of Texas. That's pretty impressive. As about a 3-yard gain out to the 9 here. But to the point. The little note here says the Knights dropped from 5A with an outrageous secondary. Well, we've seen it today.
Yeah.
3 intercepted. Kofer's got 3, right? That was his third, I believe.
He's got at least 2.
No, it was 20 that had the pick 6 down here. That's right. That's his second, yeah.
Which 20's had a big game, too.
And this one's squeezed up in the middle. And ball's out. The ball's out at the 6. And let's see. I think Kimball fell on it. They did. So this will go back to the original line of scrimmage and bring up a 3rd down and 10.
We also got a quarterback change for Kimball, too. Mr. Deontay Washington is now the quarterback in the game for him.
So Kimball trying to get some guys some experience.
5'11" sophomore.
Washington ready to take the snap. They'll go up the middle with it. Pine Bluff in the backfield all over him. We do have a flag on the play. It's Deontay Washington on the carry. Washington will split time at wide receiver as well. Just a sophomore. So a hold on Kimball is declined. It'll be 4th down. With 6:30 to go in the game. And, I mean, stranger things have happened, but a punt block and a touchdown here could at least get you going somewhere in the right direction.
Yeah.
You go back to the point Kyle made earlier, too, talking about this Knights team that lost last week in their opening game of the season, but you've seen the difference in what it's done to this offensive line. They were missing 5 starters along the defensive line last week, and so those guys have made quite the impact here tonight, really pushing around this Pine Bluff offensive line this morning, this afternoon. No, and they did. They're going to fake it. He's got the first down. Out across at 25, still running. And, wow, what a play call there by Kimball. Oh, my goodness.
That was a gutsy call. Right
Caught me sleeping. I'm over here looking at the magazine, and I heard Will say it. I was like, what? Jeez. It's going to live in infamy as a terrible call by me. Sorry about that, Kimball fans. I'm over here trying to read up more information. They're running fake punts up 29 with 6 minutes to go in the ball game. So fresh set of downs now for the Knights. Talk about a time to run it. And slipping, trying to get outside was Parker. And he'll go for no gain. Yeah, definitely didn't see that coming.
No. Honestly, I don't even know that it was – like, I guess it was planned, but he hesitated for just more so than normal fakes. Maybe I'm just reaching a little bit, but I don't know. I almost felt like it wasn't even planned.
Now running to the right is Washington, and he'll be stacked up and taken down at about the 39, although where's our official going to spot that? Okay, there he goes. The 39.
Is that 21-13? Did Oklahoma State just hit a field goal?
Yeah.
Okay. So almost at the end of the third.
So under 5 to play here. Kimball wants to keep the ball for the rest of this one. Washington, quarterback draw, goes up the middle. He's met at the 40, over to the 41, and we'll bring up a 4th down and 5, and we'll see what the play call is this time.
I want to add here, too, because I say this on the record all the time, and I'll say it till I'm no longer breathing. We need to play a team from Texas. I don't care if it's 8-man. I don't care if it's 7A. We need to play a team from Texas every single year, and we're doing that. We play Melissa, and we've got Kimball here, and it's great to have them in town. And then I think Texas High is going to Fayetteville next week, so we're playing against a lot of Texas competition, and that needs to continue. Multiple games, at least one, but we need multiple games a year.
Yeah, I got back to the replay. They will actually punt this one. A line drive kick and let it roll, and they will, as that's Stringer back there. And now the Knights will down it inside the 20 at the 19. But yeah, I went back and watched that punt. Not actually got to see it since I wasn't paying attention. And, you almost wonder if he just kind of saw something right at the right moment and took off. But you also wonder, too, if in that scenario – that's one of those things where, the Knights didn't want to give up, kind of like, we didn't want to give up a fake punt and or a block punt and a touchdown. Maybe that was a similar-ish situation where you didn't want to give any momentum. But then again, if you don't get it, they're going to get the ball inside the 10.
You guys probably don't remember the 2022 7A championship between Bryant and Bentonville. Bryant was smoking Bentonville, and then the holder on the field goal team just picked it up and ran with it. You asked Quad Sanders if that was planned, and he kind of gave you, no. I don't know whether it was or not, but
so this is at least according to Dave Campbell's Texas football, Dallas Kimball finished second in the 8-4A.
Yeah, I talked about them being Dallas Carter's rival, and back to Bam Harrison. He played against those great Carter teams of the late '80s, Jesse Armstead and all those guys that played against Odessa, and just so much history there. Very well documented teams too from those days.
Booby Miles.
I'm looking in the comments here. There's, Big Boss Baby in the comments. I'm thinking maybe this is just something that Coach Harrison does. He said it's a Bam Harrison special on the fake punt. So maybe it's just something they do.
Yeah, I really like Coach Harrison. We had about a 20-25 minute conversation. Loves being at his alma mater. Played in the NFL for a little bit. I believe he went to Illinois and then went to another college, so kind of almost found out his life story.
Kimball blitzing up the middle. Dropped on the out route. He likely ended up short of first down. It'll be 4th down and 4 with 2:49 to go in the ballgame. So if you're Coach Mike Williams here, you kind of got to go back to the drawing board on offense. Again, another game where the offense has struggled. Again, week 0, couldn't get on the board. This week it looked good to start. We talked about it. It felt like this was going to be an offensive explosion, and unfortunately somebody snuffed out the fuse for Pine Bluff and kept the one lit for Kimball.
Well, that's what Bam had said. He said they wanted to come, and we should all see the improvement on defensive line, offense, and they have stayed true to that.
Wallace wants to throwing deep just a little bit too much on that one as he was looking for Colton Deal. So that one falls incomplete. There'll be a turnover on downs back to the Knights with 2:44 to go in the ballgame. So again, I want to say thanks for joining us for this ballgame here on the Natural State Sports Network. And this game, of course, brought to you by Pine Bluff Parks and Recreation, enhancing youth development through sports and educational activities. Pine Bluff Parks and Recreation provide family-oriented activities and special events. Fun for everyone. That's Pine Bluff Parks and Recreation. I want to say thanks to them as they –
Thank you.
Absolutely. You guys come enjoy Pine Bluff. There's a lot going on, and so you guys come on down to Pine Bluff. So Washington still in at quarterback here. And he'll hand it right up the middle. Give him about 3 on the play, down to the 22-yard line. As that was Rashawn Parker. If you guys are going back to watch this game later, you're watching it later, please, again, hit that like, subscribe button. And, we have a goal here. Our goal is not to gain subscribers for our own enjoyment. Our goal here at Natural State Sports is to provide a platform for these student athletes to gain exposure and get opportunities at the next level. And the more subscribers we can get, the more eyeballs we can put on these broadcasts. So Washington designed quarterback run to the left. And, there's another thing that I feel like Coach Williams is going to go to the drawing board on and talk about in practice this week, and it's going to be tackling. As these guys have not wrapped up well, bounced off some guys. And we've got an injured Zebra. He was one of the ones that did some bouncing off on that last play.
Yeah, also appreciate the Kimball fans coming to hang out. It's great to have some interaction with them. And I love the state of Texas, man. I know that, it's a joke. It's an ongoing joke in Arkansas. We'd love to beat Texas and everything. But I always say that from a high school standpoint, but it's out of respect because of just the pageantry of of high school football there. I had the chance to live in Texas for 3 years, loved all of it, and yeah, it's really great to play that competition.
It is pretty impressive. And so as we look, you will beat me to the comment, but again, thoughts and prayers out to David's family and of course all the friends and family there in Kimball and in the Dallas area. Just a heartbreaking situation. And so much respect, though, to this Kimball team because, obviously I'm assuming they probably had already made the travel and done all that, but I just couldn't imagine losing a brother in that way.
Right.
And then coming out here and performing. And it wasn't like this was and maybe it's a good thing because you didn't have all day to sit around and worry and think about it. But, I mean, golly, like, could you imagine getting that news when you woke up this morning and then and being expected to come out here and perform at your best at 11 o'clock in the morning?
And they did. And they have performed at their best, too.
Absolutely.
And they had some
for the
extra
most part.
They had some extra pep in their step doing pregame, too. They was bouncing around, and I seen the initials on people.
Oh, what a play in the backfield. Ooh. My goodness gracious. Quentin Roy blew that play up. Wow.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
He definitely didn't see him coming.
You also don't see number 2s that are that big very often, and he may be seeing 22 right now. My gosh.
Yeah, Braylon Russell's probably about the one comparison to that. Well, I guess Derrick Henry, too.
Now they'll go up the middle. Was that 8? Yeah. I'm sorry. I apologize. That was Stribling.
Oh, that was Juju Stribling.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, it looked like a 2.
But it was folded up just a little bit.
I do apologize. That was 8. Thank Bob.
Yeah, Juju Stribling is, like I said, an all-state defensive end, along with him and Danny Johnson, a lethal combo on that Pine Bluff defensive line.
So turnover on downs. So Pine Bluff will come back out with under a minute, 59.2 on the clock. And again, I apologize. And you know what? In the budget next time, we'll put a spotter. Yes. Fine, I'll pay him out of my pocket. I don't care. No, I can't. You do not want me trying to do play-by-play with binoculars. It is not going to work. We have some, because we're actually at a pretty high vantage point at Maumelle, but not this far up.
That high class press box.
with one of the scariest elevators you'll ever ride. It makes so many noises. Hey, you know what? I'm going to give them one more free plug, but I want to say thanks to our friends last night at American Pie Pizza. Great sponsors of us on the Natural State Sports Network, Maumelle Sports Network, but they fed both of our Parkview and Maumelle crews last night.
They're the OG sponsor, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah.
Did y'all have the Pizookie?
We 100% had a Pizookie. Yeah. If Tripp's in the house, well, I got to have Pizookie anyway, but if Tripp's in the house, we're having Pizookies.
Oh, I just realized I'll be at the same venue as the Parkview team next. I'll be at War Memorial with the Buzz for Parkview.
That's
Brian.
right.
So Tripp, get to see Tripp and the guys. I'm sure we'll be calling it right next to them. So.
Yeah, don't take that booth.
No, we're in radio every time. Y'all can have the TV booth. We like our radio booth. We're superstitious.
And look, if what we are trying to make happens, you guys better tune in to the Parkview Sports Network next Saturday. Either way, you better tune in. But
that's right.
Yeah, so they hand this one off. And going to be dumped there. That should be the last play of this one as we're down to 14 seconds.
Speaking of that, I'll say it's real interesting because Parkview ended their 54-game win streak last year. Now Bryant's trying to end the 27-game win streak. Of course, that was 54 against in-state opponents. But
so that'll do it. That'll be a final here from the guard the line battle as Kimball Knights are victorious. Final score here from Simmons Bank Field. Kimball wins it 35-6 over the Pine Bluff Zebras. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with some stats from this ball game here in the postgame on Natural State Sports. All right, welcome back as we got a trophy presentation going on down there. How did we get mixed up like that? There we go. As Kimball, Coach Harrison being awarded the Guard the Line trophy. Now, you guys correct me. Is this the first Guard the Line game, correct?
Correct.
And hopefully we'll have this every year. We were just talking about that, so hopefully that is the plan, that they'll have this every year. But so Kimball with the victory in the inaugural Guard the Line game. So Texas gets their victory here in the state of Arkansas. So both teams, I think, is Kimball over there going to stand in front of the band and play the school's alma mater as we await everybody coming out. I guess this is the trophy presentation. Natasha Baker, a Kimball alum, but attended UAPB. So I'm glad you got to enjoy the ball game. Thanks to Mary Lou, the rest of the Kimball fans who watched us live, and I'll go ahead and say thanks to all the Kimball and Pine Bluff fans as well that'll watch this game later too. So appreciate the support.
Shout out Bob for being a fourth member of the team, almost with with all the help he. No, I mean,
he was our spotter.
I'm kind of joking, but kind of not. No, seriously, he was. He came in clutch multiple times.
Yeah, Bob was our spotter tonight. I guess we need to send him a gift card or something. Yeah. So as we're going to give it a minute or a couple more minutes here as they finish up the alma mater, and Kimball will come back out. And, at least it's not 100 degrees down there, because you'd really be ready to get off that field.
And it felt really good down there on the field during the pregame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can promise you. So our camera crew, my wife, Kristen Henson, down there on our field cam. Of course, Avery McMullen, Pat Haley up here in the stands, but or in the press box on cam. But I can promise you that running up and down that field, my wife much happier with the temperatures today than she was with the temperatures last night running up and down in Maumelle.
They probably had her going last night.
To some extent, I mean, really, in the second half for sure. In the first half, it was all Aguilar field goals. But she was
a very underrated kicker, by the way. I thought that last year.
Man, I joked when we were leaving. I said, we got a couple of Aguilar dents in the indoor over there now, because he hammered that indoor a couple times. They're going to have to put a net up just when he comes. Yeah. So look at both teams here at midfield. And they'll present the trophy, of course, to the Kimball Knights. And I don't know if they're going to award a player of the game, but to me it should be Kofer. Or possibly Chris Witherspoon. He had 2 catches for 74 at halftime, and he went well over 100 in the second half in total. And so they're going to do trophies for both sides. So Pine Bluff gets the runner-up trophy here at the Guard line. Coach Williams out there accepting the trophy. And again, for Pine Bluff fans, look, hold the line here. This is going to be a good Pine Bluff team. They've got some pieces replacing some big time names from previously. So, and now Coach Brandon Harrison and the Knights out there accepting their trophy for winning this Guard the Line battle. So congratulations once again to the Kimball Knights. 35-6, your final here from Simmons Bank Field on the campus of UAPB, and we appreciate you guys for joining us for this ball game. I don't think we're going to get any stats before we need to cut out of here, so we'll post those stats on our social media. And please give us a follow, Natural State Sports Network, or the 1NSS on Twitter, Natural State Sports on Facebook. Of course, you found us here on YouTube. So, again, thanks for joining us here for the Guard the Line battle. For Kristen Henson, as well as Avery McMullen, Patrick Haley, Will Watkins up here on production, Kyle Sutherland, Darius Robinson. I'm Steve Henson. We appreciate you guys joining us here on the Natural State Sports Network. We'll see you next time.